حميم حميم تنزيل من الرحمن الرحيم كتاب فصلت آياته قرآنا عربيا لقوم يعلمون بشيرا ونذيرا فأعرض أكثرهم فهم لا يسمعون وقالوا قلوبنا في أكنة مما تدعونا إليه وفي آذاننا وقر ومن بيننا وبينك حجاب فاعمل إننا عاملون قل إنما أنا بشر مثلكم يوحى إلي أنما واحد فاستقيموا إليه واستغفروه وويل للمشركين الذين لا يؤتون الزكاة وهم بالآخرة هم كافرون إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم أجر غير ممنون رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي نستغفر الله ربنا من كل ذنب ونتوب إليك وربنا زدنا علما اللهم يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير يا فتاح يا فتاح يا فتاح اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما آمين يا رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Ready? Surah Fussilat, ayah number 40. Surah number 41. Beginning Surah Fussilat. Surah Fussilat, Fussilat means to explain, to clarify, to elucidate. So that's what Fussilat is. It's Quran being referred to here. This surah is also called Hamim Sajda. This one, Surah Sajda is Hamim Sajda. Hamim Sajda is this one because this surah has a sajda in it and it's Hamim. And this is a Makki surah. So before we start, there's a small context. With this surah, what happened is the Prophet ﷺ is sitting and the Quraysh leaders were sitting on the other side. And Utbah bin Rabi'ah, he gets up and says, do you want me to go and talk to the Prophet ﷺ and settle some matter? They all said, yeah, go ahead. So Utbah bin Rabi'ah goes to the Prophet ﷺ and then he talks on behalf of the Quraysh. He says, look, Muhammad ﷺ, if you want wealth, we'll make you the richest person in the country. If you want to become an important person, is that what you want from your Quran, from your da'wah? Then we'll make you our chief, our leader. If you want to be a king, we'll make you like the kings of Romans and Persian empires, and we will serve you. If you want a beautiful woman, they'll give you the best woman in the city. And if you are possessed by jinn, if you think you're somewhat like crazy or possessed by jinn, don't worry, we'll hire good physicians to take care of you and cure you. Whatever you want, we'll give it to you. So the Prophet says, are you done, Utbah bin Rabi'ah? Let me recite. Let me say what I have to say. So the Prophet recites this surah, beginning of this surah, few ayat of this surah, until ayah number 37 where the sajda is. He recites, and after this Utbah bin the Prophet does sujood, does this sajda tilawa, and then he tells what's your opinion. And Utbah bin Rabi'ah leaves the gathering, and then he had a different face, and then he goes to the Quraysh and he says something beautiful. He says, look, this is not magic, this is not poetry, this is not sorcery. This is something, and this recital is going to have its effect no matter what you do. You cannot stop this. And he says, if someone from outside comes and takes over Arabia and defeats him, then you are saved from this all this chaos. Then it's good. If not, if he is victorious, if he is victorious and takes over Arabia, then his victory is your victory. So it's better you accept him because he's from the Arab and he's from you. Your tribe, your lineage will gain that power. So it's better you follow him. So they said, oh Utbah, you are also like bewitched by like everybody else. This Quran got you and you're like gone crazy like others. And so that's what they say. So this is what the surah is. When he reached the ayah, we'll get to that inshallah, we'll talk about it. That's the context of the surah. We'll begin. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hamim, huruf al-muqatta'at, you don't know what they mean. Tanzilun min ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. A revelation from the most merciful and the all-merciful. This is not from Prophet ﷺ, it's from the most merciful. Kitabun fussilat ayatuhu. A book which has been elucidated, explained, whose ayat are explained in it. Qur'anan Arabiyan. An Arabic Qur'an. لِقَوْمِ يَعْلَمُونَ. For people that know. بشيرا ونذيرا فأعرض أكثرهم فهم لا يسمعون. You are someone who gives good news and warns the people. فأعرض أكثرهم فهم لا يسمعون. But most people turn away and they do not listen. وقالوا قلوبنا في أكنة مما تدعونا إليه. And they say that our hearts are covered against what you say, what you call us to. وفي آذاننا وقر. And there is a deafness in our ears. ومن بيننا وبينك حجاب. And there is a screen between you and me. We can't understand what you're saying. فَعْمَلْ إِنَّنَا عَامِلُونَ. So Allah says, act as, indeed we are also going to act. Do what you have to do, and we will work according to the Quran, and you work against it. قُلْ إِنَّمَا أَنَا بَشَرٌ مِثْلُكُمْ. Tell them, Ya Rasulullah, that I'm only a human being like you. يُوحَى إِلَيَّ أَنَّمَا إِلَهُكُمْ إِلَهٌ وَاحِدٌ. It has been revealed to me that your Lord is one Lord. فَاسْتَقِيمُوا إِلَيْهِ وَاسْتَغْفِرُوهُ. So be upright and steadfast to His deen and seek His forgiveness. وَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُشْرِكِينَ. And destruction be for the mushrikeen. الَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ وَهُمْ بِالْآخِرَةِ هُمْ كَافِرُونَ. Those people who don't give zakah and they don't have yaqeen in the hereafter. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لَهُمْ أَجْرٌ غَيْرُ مَمْنُونَ. Verily those people who have iman and do righteous deeds, they will have a reward that never comes to an end. قُلْ أَإِنَّكُمْ لَتَكْفُرُونَ بِالَّذِي خَلَقَ الْأَرْضَ فِي يَوْمَيْنِ وَتَجْعَلُونَ لَهُ أَنْدَادًا. Tell them, Ya Rasulullah, are you disbelieving in the one who created the heavens and the earth in 2 days, and then He made and you set partners, you make equals with Him? So we see that earth was created in 2 days. So you know that heavens and the earth were created in 6 days. So earth itself 2 days, and then we'll see the sky in 2 days, and then whatever is in the sky, in the earth and the sky, was done in 2 days. So those two make 6. So 6 days. So days doesn't mean 24 hours, 6 periods. Allah knows what that means. في يومين وتجعل له أندادا. And you set equals with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ذلك رب العالمين. That is the Lord of all beings. He doesn't need any partners. وجعل فيها رواسي من فوقها وبارك فيها. And He is the one who placed mountains on top of it, and He blessed this earth. وقدر فيها. And He assigned everything, whatever is there, أقواتها. Its means of sustenance. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this earth, and every person has is rizq, right? Everything is written, and means of sustenance have been prepared for those who ask. في أربعة أيام سواء للسائلين. In 4 days for those that ask. So 4 days, earth was created in 2 days, and then whatever is on the earth was created in 2 more days. So together 4 days. ثم استوى إلى السماء وهي دخان. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rose up to the sky. وهي دخان. While the sky was a smoke. So first sky was just created, and then the earth was finished, and then the sky was finished after, right? Perfected after. So the sky was just a smoke. وَهِيَ دُخَانٌ فَقَالَ لَهَا وَلِلْأَرْضِ ائْتِيَا طَوْعًا أَوْ كَرْهًا. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to the earth, to it and the earth, both of you, sky and earth, both of you, ائتيا, both of you come on, طَوْعًا أَوْ كَرْهًا, willingly or unwillingly, submit to Allah, willingly or unwillingly. What was the response of the heavens and the earth? قَالَتَا أَتَيْنَا طَائِعِينَ. We'll submit to you willingly. So we see that earth and sky, everything has been submitting to Allah. They don't violate the laws of Allah. فَقَضَاهُنَّ سَبْعَ سَمَاوَاتٍ. And we decreed them in 7 skies. في يومين, in 2 days. Sky in 2 days. وَأَوْحَى فِي كُلِّ سَمَاءٍ أَمْرَهَا. And He ordered in its lowest sky its laws. All the laws Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed. وَزَيَّنَ السَّمَاءَ الدُّنْيَا بِمَصَابِيحَ وَحِفْظًا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala beautified the lowest sky with lights and with protection, stars. So He ordered that the skies and the earth follow the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He beautified the lowest heaven with what? Stars. We talked about this in Safat, how as far as we can see stars is all first heaven, because masabih, lamps, has been placed in the first heaven. Stars has been placed in the first heavens. So then Allah says, بِمَصَابِيحَ وَحِفْظًا ذَلِكَ تَقْدِيرُ الْعَزِيزِ الْعَلِيمِ. That is the ordaining of Almighty and All-Knowing. فَإِنْ أَعْرَضُوا. And if you turn away from Allah, فَقُلْ أَنذَرْتُكُمْ. Then say, I warn you, صَاعِقَةً, a thunderbolt, مِثْلَ صَاعِقَةِ عَادٍ وَثَمُودٍ, like the thunderbolt of Ad and Thamud. You know, when the Prophet ﷺ read this part, what Utbah bin Rabi'ah does, he covers the mouth of the Prophet ﷺ saying, oh Prophet, don't ask for that, don't call for that. You know, have mercy on your people. Because if you turn away, Allah will bring the punishment that came on Ad and Thamud. They're like, don't. Because he was really taken away by this recitation. إِذْ جَاءَتْهُمْ رُسُلٌ إِذْ جَاءَتْهُمُ الرُّسُلُ. When the messages came to them, مِنْ بَيْنِ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ. When the messages came to them from all sides, from front and in their front and back, أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا اللَّهِ, saying that you should not worship anybody besides Allah. قَالُوا لَوْ شَاءَ رَبُّنَا لَأَنزَلَ مَلَائِكَةً. The response was that, had our master willed, he would have sent angels on us. فَإِنَّا بِمَا أُرْسِلْتُمْ بِهِ كَافِرُونَ. And they said, we are disbelievers in what you have been sent with. They rejected the messengers. فَأَمَّا عَادٍ. As for Ad, فَاسْتَكْبَرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ بِغَيْرِ الْحَقِّ. They were arrogant and they were acting unjustly in the land. وَقَالُوا مَنْ أَشَدُّ مِنَّا قُوَّةً. And what was the response of Ad to their prophet Hud? They said, who is better, who is stronger than us in might? أَوَلَمْ يَرَوْا أَنَّ اللَّهَ الَّذِي خَلَقَهُمْ هُوَ أَشَدُّ مِنْهُمْ قُوَّةً. Don't they see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who created them, and He is the one who is stronger in might? That you're thinking, you're asking who's stronger, you or them, but then Allah created you itself. So then, who is more stronger? Allah, obviously. وَكَانُوا بِآيَاتِنَا يَجْحَدُونَ. And they were rejecting our ayat. فَأَرْسَلْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ رِيحًا صَرْصَرًا فِي أَيَّامٍ نَحِسَاتٍ. And we sent on them cold, furious wind. Right? This today's wind, when my mom came home, she's like, this is like the wind of Ad and Thamud. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the same thing here. Rihan sarsar. That this cold wind and furious wind was sent against them for days. How many days? Allah talks about this in the later part of the Quran. 7 nights. ثمانية أيام, right? 7 ليال وثمانية أيام. 7 nights and 8 days this wind was blowing. في أيام النحسات, that destroyed. لنذيقهم عذاب الخزي في الحياة الدنيا, so that we make them taste a punishment of disgrace in this worldly life. وَلَعَذَابُ الْآخِرَةِ أَخْزَى. And the punishment of the hereafter is much more disgraceful. وَهُمْ لَا يُنصَرُونَ. And they will not be helped. وَأَمَّا ثَمُودَ. And as for Thamud, فَهَدَيْنَاهُمْ. We guided them, we gave them guidance. فَاسْتَحَبُّوا الْعَمَى. But they preferred blindness. They عَلَى الْهُدَى. They preferred blindness over guidance. فَأَخَذَتْهُمُ الصَّاعِقَةُ. So the thunderbolt seized them, destroyed them. صَاعِقَةُ الْعَذَابِ الْهُونِ بِمَا كَانُوا يَكْسِبُونَ. The punishment of disgrace took over them because of what they used to earn. وَنَجَّيْنَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَكَانُوا يَتَّقُونَ. And we saved those people who had iman and those who were on guard, who had taqwa of Allah. وَيَوْمَ يُحْشَرُ أَعْدَاءُ اللَّهِ إِلَى النَّارِ. On that day, the enemies of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be herded towards hellfire. فَهُمْ يُوزَعُونَ. And they will be restrained from everything. حتى إذا ما جاءوها. Until they will come to Jahannam. شهد عليهم سمعهم وأبصارهم وجلودهم. Their ears and their eyes and their skins are going to testify against them. بما كانوا يعملون. Because of what they used to do. وَقَالُوا لِجُلُودِهِمْ. And they will say, these people will say to their skins, لِمَا شَهِدْتُمْ عَلَيْنَا. Why do you testify against us? We know skin is the largest organ in the body, right? It covers everything. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so we are questioning on skins. Why are you witnessing against us? لِمَا شَهِدْتُمْ عَلَيْنَا. قَالُوا. They will say, أَنْطَقَنَا اللَّهُ الَّذِي أَنْطَقَ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ. The one who, today, Allah who made everything speak, it made us speak today. وَهُوَ خَلَقَكُمْ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. And He is the one who created you the first time, and to Him you will be taken back. That we are the creation of Allah. We are more obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than you. وَمَا كُنْتُمْ تَسْتَتِرُونَ أَن يَشْهَدَ عَلَيْكُمْ. When you were in dunya, you used to hide yourself when committing crimes. And you were thinking, أن تشهد عليكم سمعكم ولا بصاركم ولا جلودكم. And you thought that your ears and eyes and skins cannot speak, cannot testify to any of this. وَلَكِنْ ظَنَنْتُمْ, but you were just thinking أَنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَعْلَمُ كَثِيرًا مِمَّا تَعْمَلُونَ, that Allah knew, أَنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَعْلَمُ كَثِيرًا مِمَّا تَعْمَلُونَ, and you were saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not know most of the things that we do. That's what you were saying in this dunya. وَذَلِكُمْ ظَنُّكُمُ الَّذِي ظَنَنْتُمْ بِرَبِّكُمْ, and that is your thought about your Lord ruined you. Right? Your thought about your Lord ruined you. أَرْدَاكُمْ فَأَصْبَحْتُمْ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ, and you became among those who are losers. فَإِنْ يَصْبِرُوا فَالنَّارُ مَثْوًى لَهُمْ. Whether they are patient or not, their place is going to be fire. وَإِنْ يَسْتَعْتِبُوا فَمَا هُمْ مِنَ الْمُعْتَبِينَ, and if they want to make changes to their book of deeds, then they will not be allowed to. Right? وَإِنْ يَسْتَعْتِبُوا فَمَا هُمْ مِنَ الْمُعْتَبِينَ, they will not be given any chance to make amendments to their deeds. وَقَيِّضْنَا لَهُمْ قُرَنَا, and we are going to destine for them their close relatives, right? Their close friends. فَزَيَّنُوا لَهُمْ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُم, that these close friends that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put with them, they are going to beautify their bad deeds for them. مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُم, they will tell to their friends, don't worry, why do you have to follow this messenger or Islam? There's no need to follow, مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ, there's good in the future, they will beautify the future. Look, our future is good. If you follow this messenger and follow the laws of Allah, then we'll be ruined. Look, just continue in your evil ways and continue to benefit. And وَمَا خَلْفَهُم, and they will say, look, our past was also so good. Look at our forefathers, they had a good life. We follow the same things, we'll have a good life. وَحَقَّ عَلَيْهِمُ الْقَوْلِ, and what became due on them? The punishment became due on them. في أمم قد خلت من قبلهم من الجن والإنس, which happened to the people and jinns before them. Same thing became due on them. إِنَّهُمْ كَانُوا خَاسِرِينَ, verily they were real losers. Ayah number 26, Surah Fussilat. وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا, and those people who disbelieve, they say, لَا تَسْمَعُوا لِهَذَا الْقُرْآنِ, don't listen to this Quran. If they didn't want to listen, you'll also make other people not listen to the Quran. Don't listen to this Quran. وَالْغَوْ فِيهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَغْلِبُونَ, and make noises when you are in the gatherings of Quran so that no one gets to hear it. Right? So like they would make weird noises, clap or do crazy things, so that the Prophet ﷺ, when he was speaking, if everybody's making noise, the message is compromised. So they will do that. فَلَنُذِيقَنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا, we will make the disbelievers taste a severe punishment. وَلَنَجْزِيَنَّهُمْ أَسْوَأَ الَّذِي كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ, and we will punish them with the worst of what they used to do. ذَلِكَ جَزَاءُ أَعْدَاءِ اللَّهِ النَّارِ, that is the reward, the punishment for the enemies of Allah, fire. لَهُمْ فِيهَا دَارُ الْخُلْدِ, they will remain in it forever, in the abode of eternity. جَزَاءً بِمَا كَانُوا بِآيَاتِنَا يَجْحَدُونَ, that is the reward for the youth to deny our signs. وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا, those people who disbelieve, they will say, رَبَّنَا أَرِنَا الَّذِينِ أَضَلَّانَا, when they are thrown in Jahannam, they will say, Ya Allah, show us those people who misled us. أَرِنَا الَّذِينِ أَضَلَّانَا مِنَ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ, where are those jinn and men? Bring them here, Ya Allah. Where are they in hellfire? Show us let us see them. مِنَ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ نَجْعَلْهُمَا تَحْتَ أَقْدَامِنَا لِيَكُونَ مِنَ الْأَسْفَلِينَ, show us so that we can trample them and step on them under our feet. لِيَكُونَ مِنَ الْأَسْفَلِينَ, so they can be the ones who are degraded. They are hating, because on the day of judgment they will realize who are the people who misled them. In dunya, they don't know, they're just following blindly. But in the hereafter, they will realize, oh, because of that person, I wish I never followed that person. So they will say, show us that person so I can kill him and, trample him. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا رَبُّنَا اللَّهِ, verily those people who said, رَبُّنَا اللَّهِ, our Lord is Allah, ثُمَّ اسْتَقَامُوا, and they were steadfast. That's the difficult part. That just saying you're a Muslim is easy, but you being a Muslim and remaining steadfast on it is difficult. So ثُمَّ اسْتَقَامُوا, they were steadfast in deen until their death. تَتَنَزَّلُ عَلَيْهِمُ الْمَلَائِكَةِ, then angels will descend on them and they will say what? أَلَّا تَخَافُوا وَلَا تَحْزَنُوا, don't fear, don't grieve. وَأَبْشِرُوا بِالْجَنَّةِ, you have the good news of Jannah. الَّتِي كُنْتُمْ تُوعَدُونَ, which you were promised. نحن أولياؤكم في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة. We are your friends in this worldly life, and we are going to be your friends in the hereafter. وَلَكُمْ فِيهَا مَا تَشْتَهِي أَنفُسُكُمْ, and you will have whatever yourselves desire, your nafs desire. See, in this dunya Allah says, وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ وَنَهَى النَّفْسِ فَإِنَّ الْجَنَّةَ هِيَ الْمَأْوَى. Whoever fears the meeting of their master and prevents his nafs from desires, that person will enter Jannah. In this dunya, we have to restrain our nafs. But what the angels are saying in hereafter, that good news, you will have whatever your soul desires. Because everybody has different desires. So whatever every soul, the want of every single soul shall be fulfilled. وَلَكُمْ فِيهَا مَا تَدَّعُونَ, and you will have whatever you ask for. نُزُلًا مِنَ الْغَفُورِ الرَّحِيمِ. This is a hospitality from the most forgiving and the most merciful. This is just the beginning, and we don't know what's to come. We don't even know, because no one has seen Jannah, no one has heard about Jannah, no one has imagined Jannah. So this is just a glimpse of what Jannah looks like. وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ, and who can be better in speech than the one who calls people to Allah? وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا, and he does righteous deeds. وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ, and he says to the Muslims. And Allah is telling them, the Muslims, to the Prophet ﷺ, that you should reply with goodness, that which is better. So if someone comes and abuses you, just staying quiet is not enough. But ahsan, the best thing to do is you actually thank them, you love them, you forgive them, you do all kinds of things. So that what's going to happen? If you do that, if you reply evil with good, what's going to happen? فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَاوَةٌ كَأَنَّهُ وَلِيٌّ حَمِيمٌ. The same two people who had enmity against each other, they are going to be like close buddy. They're going to be close friends. And that's the attitude we need to adopt. That any time anybody harms you or does anything to you, you reply with a smile. If someone hurts you, you say thank you and give them a gift, like Abu Bakr does, right? Abu Bakr, what does he do? Mr. bin Uthatha, he was slandering Aisha radiallahu anha, his own daughter. And what does he do in return? He gives more money and takes good care of him, right? That's the principle we need to adopt. It's the best da'wah tip, right? It's the best thing you can do to get anybody close to you. And that's what the Prophet ﷺ is told, and that's what he adopted. وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا, and no one is granted this except for the one who is patient. وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا ذُو حَظٍّ عَظِيمٍ, and no one can behave like this. Like someone is hurting you, you give good things back to them. No one can do it except the one who has a great fortune, and one who is patient. وَإِمَّا يَنزَغَنَّكَ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ نَزْغٌ, and if shaitan comes and urges you and prompts you, shaitan sometimes will tell you, no, I'm going to show him who I am. Who does he think he is? Let him show his true color, right? And then you roll up your sleeves, and then you go on like fight or like speak, all of these things. And shaitan will come and prompt you. Allah says, when shaitan does that, فَاسْتَعِذْ بِاللَّهِ, seek Allah's refuge from shaitan. إِنَّهُ هُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ, verily Allah is all hearing and all knowing. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ اللَّيْلُ وَالنَّهَارُ, and amongst His sign is the day and is the night and day. وَالشَّمْسُ وَالْقَمَرُ, and the sun and the moon. لَا تَسْجُدُوا لِلشَّمْسِ, do not prostrate to the shams. وَلَا لِلْقَمَرِ, do not prostrate to the moon. وَاسْجُدُوا لِلَّهِ, and prostrate to Allah. الَّذِي خَلَقَهُنَّ إِن كُنْتُمْ إِيَّاهُ تَعْبُدُونَ, the one who created the sun and the moon. Prostrate to the Rabb of those things if you worship Him alone. فَإِنِ اسْتَكْبَرُوا, but if you turn arrogant, فَالَّذِينَ عِنْدَ رَبِّكَ يُسَبِّحُونَ لَهُ بِاللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ وَهُمْ لَا يَسْأَمُونَ, and if you turn arrogant, if you don't do sujood to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then those who are near Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the angels, they glorify and praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala night and day, and they are not bored, they never feel tired in doing that. So that's the ayah of sajda, and Allah, we should be doing sajda inshallah. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنَّكَ تَرَى الْأَرْضَ خَاشِعَةً, and amongst His sign is that you see the earth خَاشِعَةً, barren, or also خَاشِعَةً means humble. right? Like everything is like this, like how everything is submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah saying even the earth is khashi'a, it's submissive, also it's barren. فَإِذَا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْهَا الْمَاءَ, and when we send down water onto the earth, اهتزت, it shakes, وَرَبَتْ, and it grows. إِنَّ الَّذِي أَحْيَاهَا لَمُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى, verily the one who gives life has the capacity to give life to the dead things. إِنَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ, verily Allah has full control over all things. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يُلْحِدُونَ فِي آيَاتِنَا. So before I move on, the ayah that we did sajda on, that's where the Prophet ﷺ stopped when he was speaking with Utbah bin Rabi'ah. That's where he stopped, and then he says to Utbah, what do you say about this? And Utbah goes to the Quraysh. So we gave the context in the beginning. For those who came late, just go to the recording inshallah. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يُلْحِدُونَ فِي آيَاتِنَا, verily those people who distort our ayat and change it, لَا يَخْفَوْنَ عَلَيْنَا, and nothing can hide from us. أَفَمَنْ يُلْقَى فِي النَّارِ خَيْرٌ, is the one who's thrown into fire better? أَمَّنْ يَأْتِي آمِنًا يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ, or the one who comes safe to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment. Who are they? Who is better? اعْمَلُوا مَا شِئْتُمْ, do whatever you have, do whatever you want. إِنَّهُ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ بَصِيرٌ, verily Allah sees every single thing. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا بِالذِّكْرِ لَمَّا جَاءَهُمْ, verily those people who disbelieve in the dhikr, which is the Quran, لَمَّا جَاءَهُمْ, when it comes to them, وَإِنَّهُ لَكِتَابٌ عَزِيزٌ, that it is a book which is most distinguished, that is honorable. This is the Quran. لا يأتيه الباطل من بين يديه ولا من خلفه تنزيل من حكيم حميد, nothing can prove the Quran wrong until the day of judgment, ahead of it or behind it. From the past, you cannot take anything from the past and prove the Quran wrong, and you cannot take anything in the future and prove the Quran wrong. It's going to be this is the truth, and no falsehood can nullify it. Tanzilun min Hakimin Hamid, this is revelation of the all-wise and all-praiseworthy. He's all-wise, so you can't find any fault, any mistake in this. ما يقال لك إلا ما قد قيل للرسل من قبلك, nothing is said to you except for what was already said to those people before, to those messengers before. Whatever they are saying to you, Ya Rasulullah, same thing was said to the messengers before. Inna rabbaka ذو مغفرة وذو عقاب أليم, verily your master is the owner of forgiveness and the one who has the power to punish, to give a painful punishment. Ayah number 44, Surah Fussilat. وَلَوْ جَعَلْنَاهُ قُرْآنًا أَعْجَمِيًّا, if the Quran was revealed Quran Ajamiyan, if the Quran was non-Arabic, was not in the Arabic language, لَقَالُوا لَوْلَا فُصِّلَتْ آيَاتُ, then they would have said, why are the ayat not explained? How come the ayat are not clear? They would have said that أَعْجَمِيٌّ وَعَرَبِي, they would have said a non-Arabic Quran for an Arab, right? If the Quran did not come in Arabic, the complaint of the Quraysh would have been that in Arab having a non-Arabic recital, how is that possible? How, it doesn't make sense. They would have pointed those things. But قُلْ هُوَ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا هُدًى وَشِفَاءً, say that it is a guidance and remedy and cure for the people who believe. وَالَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ فِي آذَانِهِمْ وَقْرٌ, and those people who don't believe, they have a deafness in their ears. وَهُوَ عَلَيْهِمْ عَمَى, and they have some blindness on them. أُولَٰئِكَ يُنَادَوْنَ مِن مَكَانٍ بَعِيدٍ, they are the ones who feel like they're being called from a very far place. So what we see here is that when the Quran is being recited, even though they're right there, they're listening, but for them the Quran is coming from really, really far. They can't understand. It's hard to hear. That's what it means, hard for them to hear. Not physical hearing, but understanding. That, when people have biases and prejudice, that no matter what you tell them, no matter how many proofs you bring to them, they will always find confused. They will always find it confused and demand for more and more proofs. They will this doesn't really make sense. They will always have that, right? So Allah is saying these people, they have blindness in their ears and deafness in their ears and blindness in their eyes, so they are not able to understand as if it's coming from a far place. وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا مُوسَى الْكِتَابَ, and we in fact gave Musa alayhi salam the book. فَاخْتُلِفَ فِيهِ, but disagreement arose. وَلَوْلَا كَلِمَةٌ كَلِمَةٌ سَبَقَتْ مِنْ رَبِّكَ. If it was not for Allah giving them some time until the day of judgment, or until that set period, لَقُضِيَ بَيْنَهُمْ, then everything would have been come to an end. وَإِنَّهُمْ لَفِي شَكٍّ مِّنْهُ مُرِيبٍ. Verily they are in clear doubt and in suspicion. We see here is that Allah saying that we gave time. People before did the same thing. We gave them some time, and we are giving you the same time. And the people in the past were in shakkin murib. Man amila salihan falinafsi. And whoever does good deeds and acts righteously, it is only benefiting himself. وَمَنْ أَسَاءَ فَعَلَيْهَا. And whoever does evil, it is only going to come against him. وَمَا رَبُّكَ بِظَلَّامٍ لِلْعَبِيدِ. And your Lord is not going to be unjust to his servants. Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah says something beautiful, that when we commit sins, when we do something wrong, it's like putting poison, injecting poison into your body. That's what sins are, injecting poison into your body. And the effect of that poison will come out now or later. Sometime it will show, and you will have to suffer that poison. Right? It's going to happen to you sometime. So whoever does evil, he has to bear that punishment in this dunya, or grave, or in Jahannam. Somewhere he has to face that. وَمَا رَبُّكَ بِظَلَّامٍ لِلْعَبِيدِ. And Allah is not the one to be unjust to his servants. Ayah number 47, Surah Fussilat. إِلَيْهِ يُرَدُّ عِلْمُ السَّاعَةِ. All the knowledge of the hour is only belongs to him, is only referred to him. وَمَا تَخْرُجُ مِنْ ثَمَرَاتٍ مِنْ أَكْمَامِهَا. And no fruit comes out of its cover. وَمَا تَحْمِلُ مِنْ أُنْثَى. And no woman carries any baby in the womb. وَلَا تَضَعْ. And nothing that she gives birth to, إِلَّا بِعِلْمِ. Except that everything is in the knowledge of Allah. Allah has knowledge of everything. That when the fruit comes out, what the baby is doing in the womb, and when the female delivers the baby, everything is in the knowledge of Allah. وَيَوْمَ يُنَادِيهِمْ. And on that day he will call out to them, أَيْنَ شُرَكَائِي. Where are my partners? قَالُوا آذَنَّاكَ مَا مِنَّا مِنْ شَهِيدٍ. The response will be, we declare to you, we have no witnesses, none of us testify that you have partner, that you're alone, Ya Allah. مَا مِنَّا مِنْ شَهِيدٍ. We have no witness. وَضَلَّ عَنْهُمْ مَا كَانُوا يَدْعُونَ مِنْ قَبْلِ. And whatever they were doing, whatever they were calling on before this, that's going to mislead them from the straight path. وَظَنُّوا مَا لَهُم مِّن مَّحِيصٍ. And they will realize that they have no escape today on the day of judgment. And number 49, لا يسأم الإنسان. Man is not tired من دعاء الخير, in asking for good, in asking for well-being. وإذا مسه الشر. And if something bad happens to him, فيئوس قنوط. He becomes despaired and disheartened. وَلَئِنْ أَذَقْنَاهُ رَحْمَةً مِنَّا. And when we make him taste a mercy from us, give him some good things, مِن بَعْدِ ضَرَّاءَ مَسَّتْهُ. After an adversity has hit him, what does he do? لَيَقُولَنَّ هَذَا. If something good happens to him, if a good fortune, or he gets a good job, or like he gets something great, he says, هَذَا. This is because of me, and this I deserve it, I worked so hard, this is because of me. And he does not thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As soon as something is taken away, he turns to Allah, Ya Allah, why? How come you don't remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when He gave you? Why do you remember Allah only in times of in bad times? وَمَا أَظُنُّ السَّاعَةَ قَائِمًا. And when something good happens to him, he says, I don't think the hour will come, I don't think the day of judgment is going to come. وَلَئِن رُجِعْتُ إِلَى رَبِّي. Even if I'm taken back to my Rabb, إِنَّ لِي عِنْدَهُ لِلْحُسْنَى. I'm going to have a best thing with my Master. فَلَنُذِيقَنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا بِمَا عَمِلُوا. We are going to taste them, make them taste what? بِمَا عَمِلُوا, of what they did. وَلَنُذِيقَنَّهُمْ مِنْ عَذَابٍ غَلِيظٍ. And we'll make them taste a tough punishment. وَإِذَا أَذَقْنَا عَلَى الْإِنسَانِ. When أَعْرَضَ وَنَهَى بِجَانِبِهِ. And if something good happens to him, humankind, he turns away, and he grows his stiff neck. Right? He's arrogant and turns away as if he deserves all of this. وَإِذَا مَسَّهُ الشَّرُّ. And if something bad happens to him, فَذُو دُعَاءٍ عَرِيضٍ. And he makes long supplications, begging Allah for help. قُلْ أَرَأَيْتُمْ Tell them, didn't you see in kana min indillah, that if in kana min indillah thumma kafartum bih man adallu mimman huwa fi shiqaqin ba'id. Tell them that didn't you consider if the Quran is true? Allah's telling us seriously think about the Quran for yourself. If the Quran, give it a thought, and if Quran is the truth, then your rejection is not based on knowledge but is based on assumption. That you have to, you are rejecting the Quran without any knowledge. Why don't we take the time to study the Quran, read what the Quran is saying, read the background, spend some time, give it a shot, and then you can say, yes, I read through it, I went in the Quran and gave a good thought into it, and then I came to the conclusion the Quran is wrong. Then it makes sense. But right now, your rejection is based on conjecture. Your rejection is based on assumption. It's not based on knowledge. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling, then who is man adallu mimman huwa fi shiqaqin ba'id? Then who can be more astray than the one who has this view and he's far away from the straight path? What we see here is that we Muslims also, when we reject something or accept something, it should be based on knowledge, not on assumptions. So for example, if you are a Muslim, if you say you're a Muslim, do you say it just because you're born in a Muslim family, or do you actually, you thoroughly studied Islam and you studied other religions, you saw the darknesses and you appreciate the light? Or is your rejection based on knowledge, or is your rejection based on conjecture? Right? You're rejecting, let's say, Christianity or Judaism or Hinduism. Are you rejecting it because you just think it's bad, or did you actually study them and went in depth and understood, no, this is the best? Everybody needs to seriously ask this question to them and come to the conclusion. That's what Quran wants. Quran wants you to bring the proof and have come to Allah with rationale, right? Think, and why do you come? What is this? This is religion. Why do you follow it? You have to have the basis of why you do it. Only then your iman, your action will be very strong. Otherwise, if you're just following because you just have to, my parents are telling me to do it, then it won't be powerful. So Allah is telling the Quraysh that you should give it a thought. And a lot of people reject the truth not knowing something. You don't know something, you just say it's wrong. Right? A lot of people do that. So that's what Allah is saying here. Ayah number 53. سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا. Allah says, we will show them our signs. فِي الْآفَاقِ وَفِي أَنفُسِهِمْ. We will show them the signs in the horizons and within themselves. There are signs, Allah says, there are two signs. Either in the horizons, you look outside, or you look inside your body. These are the two signs. So Allah says, we will show them the signs حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَهُمْ أَنَّهُ الْحَقِّ, until it becomes clear to them that Allah is the truth. Allah is the truth. That you studying the space, the outer space, creation around you, will bring you to the conclusion that Allah is one. And you studying the human body and looking inside yourself will bring you to the conclusion that Allah is really the truth. Or the other meaning of this ayah is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make Islam spread all over Mecca and all over Arabia, so that they see that Islam is the truth, that Allah is the truth. We will show them the sign also in the horizons. أَوَلَمْ يَكْفِ بِرَبِّكَ أَنَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ شَهِيدٌ. Isn't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sufficient as a witness over all of them? أَلَا إِنَّهُمْ فِي مِرْيَةٍ مِّن لِقَاءِ رَبِّهِمْ. No doubt they are in doubt about the meeting of their master. أَلَا إِنَّهُ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ مُحِيطٌ. No doubt they are, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is fully encompassing over all things. So that brings us to the end of Surah Fussilat. So move on to the next surah, inshallah, Surah Shura. So Shura, Surah number 42, it's a Makki surah, and Shura means to consult, right? Consultation, to have Shura amongst yourself. So this surah focus again the Quraysh of Makkah. It's a Makki surah, three things: Tawheed, a belief in the hereafter, and Risala. So in this surah we see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands us to work together with Shura. That's one part of it. And we also see that we are prevented from making sects because it affects deen. So inshallah we begin. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hamim, Ain, Sin, Qaf. Huruf al-Muqatta'at, we don't know what they mean. كَذَلِكَ يُوحِي إِلَيْكَ وَإِلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكَ. Thus we communicate to you and to those before you. Allah al-Aziz al-Hakim. Allah the Almighty and all-wise. لَهُ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. To Him belongs whatever is in the heavens and the earth. وَهُوَ الْعَلِيُّ الْعَظِيمُ. Allah the Most High and the Greatest. تَكَادُ السَّمَاوَاتُ يَتَفَطَّرْنَ مِنْ فَوْقِهِمْ. The skies almost split into pieces مِنْ فَوْقِهِمْ, above them. Why? Because of these sins of human beings, because of all the things they're saying that Allah has a son, all of these statements, because of this the sky will split into pieces. وَالْمَلَائِكَةُ يُسَبِّحُونَ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّهِمْ, and the angels are glorifying Allah's praise. وَيَسْتَغْفِرُونَ لِمَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ, and they're seeking the forgiveness of all those people who are on earth. أَلَا إِنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ الْغَفُورُ الرَّحِيمُ, verily Allah is most forgiving and most merciful. وَالَّذِينَ اتَّخَذُوا مِن دُونِهِ أَوْلِيَاءَ, and those people who take partners and protective friends besides Allah, Allahu hafidhun alayhim, Allah is a guard over them. وَأُمَا أَنْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِوَكِيلٍ, and you are not a guardian over them, Ya Rasulullah, that we are recording all their deeds and you don't have the power to change, you're not their guardian. كَذَلِكَ أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ, and that's how we communicate to you قُرْآنًا عَرَبِيًّا, a Quran in Arabic language, لِتُنذِرَ أُمَّ الْقُرَى, so that you warn the mother of towns, which is Mecca, وَمَنْ حَوْلَهَا, and all those people around it, وَتُنذِرَ يَوْمَ الْجَمْعِ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ, and you warn about the day of gathering in which there is no doubt. فَرِيقٌ فِي الْجَنَّةِ وَفَرِيقٌ فِي السَّعِيرِ, two outcomes on the day of judgment. That's it. You're either a group will be in Jannah and a group will be in Sa'ir, in Jahannam. That's it. So we need to decide, where are we? Are we going to be in Fariqun fil Jannah or Fariqun fil Sa'ir? There is no middle ground. And the middle ground that we see in dunya is the hypocrites, the third group, right? Believers, disbelievers, and then hypocrites. Majority are going to be there. But what does Allah do in the Quran? إِنَّ اللَّهَ جَامِعُ الْمُنَافِقِينَ وَالْكَافِرِينَ فِي جَهَنَّمَ جَمِيعًا. Allah combines the hypocrites and disbelievers together in Jahannam. So at the end, they're only going to be two groups. فَرِيقٌ فِي الْجَنَّةِ وَفَرِيقٌ فِي السَّعِيرِ. وَلَوْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ لَجَعَلَهُمْ أُمَّةً وَاحِدًا. Had Allah willed, He would have made one nation. وَلَكِنْ يُدْخِلُ مَنْ يَشَاءُ فِي رَحْمَتِهِ. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enters into His mercy whomever He wills. A lot of people question that if a person is born a non-Muslim in a non-Muslim family, how is that his fault? Right? How is that his fault? Allah is saying, first of all, He says, Allah made us Khalifa. Allah gave us the free choice. I turn to in repentance. فَاطِرُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ, the creator of the heavens and the earth. جَعَلَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا. Allah is the one who made pairs from amongst you. He made a male and female from your same kind. وَمِنَ الْأَنْعَامِ أَزْوَاجًا, and He also made pairs among the an'am, among the cattle. يَذْرَؤُكُمْ فِيهِ, He made it so you can multiply yourself, you can reproduce and continue your generation. لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ, there is none like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْبَصِيرُ, Allah is all hearing and all seeing. لَهُ مَقَالِيدُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ, Allah owns the keys of the heavens and the earth. يَبْسُطُ الرِّزْقَ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ وَيَقْدِرُ, because He has the keys up to the treasures of Allah's, to the treasures of this heavens and the earth. He can give it, unlock it, and give it to whomever He wants, and restrict it from whomever He wants. Rizq is in the hands of Allah. إِنَّهُ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٌ, verily Allah is knowing of everything. A lot of people who don't believe in the hereafter, what their mentality is, if you have more wealth, if you have more more of this dunya, that means Allah loves you. If Allah does not like you, why would He give you so much wealth? Allah is saying Allah gives it to whomever He wants and restricts it from whomever He wants. Just because you're a poor person does not mean you're not guided. شَرَعَ لَكُم مِنَ الدِّينِ, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prescribed for you the deen. مَا وَصَّى بِهِ نُوحٍ وَالَّذِي أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْهِ وَمَا وَصَّيْنَا بِهِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَمُوسَى وَعِيسَى. Allah has prescribed this deen for you, that which He gave to Nuh alayhi salam. The same deen, the same sharia was given to Nuh alayhi salam, and same is given to you, Ya Rasulullah. And the same thing was given to Ibrahim, Musa, Isa. All of them. Ibrahim, the Meccans followed Ibrahim as salam. Musa, Bani Israel, Isa, Christians. All of them had the same law. And aqimu ad-din, they were given the sharia to establish the deen. وَلَا تَتَفَرَّقُوا فِيهِ, do not divide yourself. كَبُرَ عَلَى الْمُشْرِكِينَ مَا تَدْعُوهُمْ إِلَيْهِ, it's a big deal on the mushrikeen to whatever you call to, it's a big deal for them. That you calling to Allah is very difficult on them. Allah yujtabi ilayhi man yasha, Allah chooses whomever whomever He wills from His servants. وَيَهْدِي إِلَيْهِ مَن يُنِيبُ, and He guides to repentance whomever He wills. That He chooses whom He is going to give this guidance to, and He chooses who will turn to Him in repentance. وَمَا تَفَرَّقُوا إِلَّا مِن بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَهُمُ الْعِلْمُ, and they did not divide except that knowledge has come after the knowledge came to them. They divided. Why? بَغْيًا بَيْنَهُمْ, with the urge to overpower each other. Right? That why did the Quraysh reject the Prophet ﷺ? Because they wanted to be the leaders. Why did the Bani Israel reject the Prophet ﷺ? Because they wanted to be the leaders. Why did all these people, why did they reject? Because they want to dominate each other. بَغْيًا بَيْنَهُمْ وَلَوْلَا كَلِمَةٌ سَبَقَتْ مِنْ رَبِّكَ, if it was not for the word of Allah that He will give, if it was not for Allah's decision to give people some time, إِلَى أَجْلٍ مُسَمَّى لَقُضِيَ بَيْنَهُمْ, then everybody would have been destroyed. وَإِنَّ الَّذِينَ أُورِثُوا الْكِتَابَ, and verily those people who were given the book, who were made to inherit the book, مِن بَعْدِهِمْ, after them, لَفِي شَكٍّ مِّنْهُ مُرِيبٍ, they are in clear doubt and they are in clear error. So what we see here is that the beginning of the ayah talks about division. Why does division happen among the people of knowledge? Right? There are people who got the same sharia, but why does division happen? We see one is baghyan, right? The other is shak. And you see organizations, people working together, but then what happens? They split. Right? They leave, something happens, why? One is baghyan, that people want their own leadership. Why am I not the president? Why am I not the treasurer? How come I don't get, they want to be dominant, they want position. That's one of the reasons why organizations fall apart. Or the other reason is that shak, they are in doubt of the hereafter. When there's no firm yaqeen of the hereafter, that everything is going back to Allah, that you're doing this for the sake of Allah, if that component is not there, then these things fall apart. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is warning us against this. Don't do what happened, don't follow the people of the past. فَلِذَلِكَ فَدْعَ, so to this make the call. وَاسْتَقِمْ كَمَا أُمِرْتَ, be steadfast as you commanded. وَلَا تَتَّبِعْ أَهْوَاءَهُمْ, do not follow their desires, Ya Rasulullah. قُلْ آمَنْتُ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ مِنْ كِتَابٍ, say that I have believed in whatever has been sent down to me from this book. وَأُمِرْتُ لِأَعْدِلَ بَيْنَكُمْ, I have been commanded to do justice between you. Allahu Rabbuna wa Rabbukum, Allah is my Rabb and your Rabb. Lana a'maluna wa lakum a'malukum, for us is our deeds and for you is your deeds. La hujjata baynana wa baynakum, and there is no dispute between us and you. Allahu yajma'u baynana wa ilayhi al-masir, Allah will gather all of us together and we are going to return to Him. To Him is our final destination. وَالَّذِينَ يُحَاجُّونَ فِي اللَّهِ مِن بَعْدِ مَا اسْتُجِيبَ لَهُ, and those people, those disbelievers who argue with the Muslims, the ones who responded to Allah's call, they argue about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what's going to happen? حُجَّتُهُمْ دَاحِضَةٌ, their argument, their plea will be invalid, they will not be accepted. عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ وَعَلَيْهِمْ غَضَبٌ وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ شَدِيدٌ, they will have the wrath of Allah and they're going to have a severe punishment. This ayah refers to those disbelievers who were persecuting the Muslims. They were torturing the Muslims and forcing them to renounce their faith and curse the Prophet ﷺ. And they were forced, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, all their arguments and whatever they're doing will be rejected, and on the day of judgment they will have a painful, severe punishment for what they are doing. Allahu alladhi anzala al-kitaba bil-haqq, Allah is the one who sent down the book with the truth, wal-mizan, and the balance. وَمَا يُدْرِيكَ لَعَلَّ السَّاعَةَ قَرِيبٌ, and what will make you know that perhaps the hour, the day of judgment is really, really close. يَسْتَعْجِلُ بِهَا الَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ بِهَا, those people who don't believe, they seek to hasten the day of judgment. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مُشْفِقُونَ مِنْهَا, as for those people who believe, they are fearful of it. When they think about the day of judgment, they are scared. مُشْفِقُون, they are apprehensive and they are scared. وَيَعْلَمُونَ أَنَّهَا الْحَقِّ, they know that this is the truth. أَلَا إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يُمَارُونَ فِي السَّاعَةِ لَفِي ضَلَالٍ بَعِيدٍ, verily the people who are in doubt about the day of judgment, they are far away from the straight path. They are completely misguided. Allahu latifun bi'ibadi, Allah is latif, He's kind and gracious towards His servant. وَيَرْزُقُ مَن يَشَاءُ, and He gives to whomever He wills. وَهُوَ الْقَوِيُّ الْعَزِيزُ, Allah is all powerful and almighty. That even though they are rejecting the day of judgment, doing all kinds of things, but Allah is latif. Allah is latif, He's kind and gentle, and He provides for them even though they don't. It's like getting a gift from someone and throwing it on their face, and using it against themselves, using those tools that the person gave you against that person. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is latif, that He continues to give them and give them. Allah is all powerful and almighty. And we do this same thing, right? Allah gave us these eyes, Allah gave us these hands, Allah gave us, the heart, the breathing, all of these, this tongue, everything Allah gave us, and we use it to complain to Him. We use it to talk back to our parents. We use it to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and all kinds of things. But Allah is latif, Allah continues to give. That's the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He continues to give. وَمَنْ كَانَ يُرِيدُ حَرْثَ الْآخِرَةِ نَزِدْ لَهُ فِي حَرْثِ. Whoever desires for the benefit of the hereafter, we are going to increase in that benefit, in that tilth. وَمَنْ كَانَ يُرِيدُ حَرْثَ الدُّنْيَا. And whoever intends for the harvest or the benefit of this dunya, نُؤْتِهِ مِنْهَا, will give it to him. وَمَا لَهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنْ نَصِيبٍ. And he will not have any share in the hereafter. That if you're working for dunya, Allah will give it to you. That's why even a non-Muslim, even a person who's a kafir, does not believe in Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give it to him for his worldly efforts. He works hard to get something, Allah will give it to him. That's the sunnah of Allah. But whoever works for the hereafter, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give it to them. And whoever works for dunya, they have no share in the hereafter. أَمْ لَهُمْ شُرَكَاءُ شَرَعُوا لَهُم مِّنَ الدِّينِ. Do they have partners that prescribe for them this deen? مَا لَمْ يَأْذَنْ بِهِ اللَّهُ, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not allow. وَلَوْلَا كَلِمَةُ الْفَصْلِ لَقُضِيَ بَيْنَهُمْ. If it was not for Allah giving them time, then they would have been destroyed. وَإِنَّ الظَّالِمِينَ لَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. Verily the transgressors will have a painful punishment. تَرَى الظَّالِمِينَ مُشْفِقِينَ مِمَّا كَسَبُوا. You will see on the day of judgment that the zalimin, the transgressors, are going to be scared because of what they have done. وَهُوَ وَاقِعٌ بِهِمْ. And they're going to be thrown into Jahannam. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. They'll be placed in Jahannam. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. And as for those people who have iman and do righteous deeds, فِي رَوْضَاتِ الْجَنَّاتِ. And they will be in gardens of the paradise. لَهُمْ مَا يَشَاءُونَ عِنْدَ ربهم. They will have whatever they ask with their master. ذَلِكَ هُوَ الْفَضْلُ الْكَبِيرُ. That is the greatest favor. ذَلِكَ الَّذِي يُبَشِّرُ اللَّهُ عِبَادَهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. That is that of which this is of that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you of good news to His servants, those who have iman and do righteous deeds. قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى. Tell them, Ya Rasulullah, that I don't ask you for any reward. I'm not telling you to pay me for my da'wah, but إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى, except the love of kinship. At least behave like a human being. I am your nephew, I am your cousin, I am your relative. Don't be so harsh to me that if you don't like my message, it's okay, but don't be the bitter enemy of Islam and turn against me. إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى وَمَنْ يَقْتَرِفْ حَسَنَةً نَزِدْ لَهُ فِيهَا حُسْنًا. And whoever acquires a good, whoever says the truth and does the right thing, we are going to increase in his goodness. That when you do good deeds, when you have sincere intentions and do the right thing, Allah will increase in it. That you intend to benefit someone, your intention is enough, Allah will increase, put barakah in that intention and multiply that like the way you never imagined. For example, the intention of having this school was just so that we can teach the kids, not just in the weekend school, but full time, have more time we can spend in teaching. But then it's just an intention. But then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put barakah in it and He multiplied, and that continued. And not just full-time school, but there's so many other programs, so many people benefiting. All you have to do is put the intention, make the intention, and Allah does the rest, right? Man yaqtarif hasanatan. Whoever intends and does one good deed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will multiply it and make it increase. Innahu ghafurun shakur. Allah is most forgiving and appreciative of your efforts. Am yaquluna iftara ala Allah kadiba. Do they say that he has made up a lie against Allah? Fa yasha illahu yakhtim ala qalbik. Then tell them that if Allah wanted, Allah would have sealed your heart even. Rasulullah's heart would have been sealed if he made up a lie against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَيَمْحُ اللَّهُ الْبَاطِلِ. And Allah removes the falsehood. وَيُحِقُّ الْحَقَّ بِكَلِمَاتِهِ. And He makes the truth, He establishes the truth with His words. إِنَّهُ عَلِيمٌ بِذَاتِ الصُّدُورِ. Verily Allah knows the secrets of the heart. وَهُوَ الَّذِي يَقْبَلُ التَّوْبَةَ عَنْ عِبَادِهِ. Allah is the one who accepts the repentance from his servants. وَيَعْفُو عَنِ السَّيِّئَاتِ, and he lovingly pardons the sins. وَيَعْلَمُ مَا تَفْعَلُونَ, and he knows all that you do. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. Ameen. ويستجيب الذين آمنوا, and he is the one who responds to the believers. وعملوا الصالحات, those who have iman and do righteous deeds. ويزيدهم من فضله, and he gives them more of his favors. والكافرون لهم عذاب شديد, and the disbelievers will have a severe punishment. ولو بسط الله الرزق لعباده لبغوا في الأرض. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala were to give the rizq, a lot of rizq to his servant, he would have wronged himself and oppressed. بَغَوْا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَكِنْ يُنَزِّلُ بِقَدْرٍ مَا يَشَاءُ. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends down in measures. He limits it for a reason. Allah is saying, if Allah were to give everything you ask for, then you would have become arrogant and turn against Him. But Allah gives it for a reason. You sometimes question, I ask Allah for so many things. I don't have money in my bank account. But how come, Allah, I ask so many du'as. I go to Tarawih, pray 20 rakat, and still nothing happening. I pray in the night, nothing's happening. How come Allah does not give me? Allah says, if Allah were to give you would have turned against. Only Allah knows what's good for you. So Allah gives in measures, بِقَدْرٍ مَا يَشَاءُ, however He wills, so you remain within the boundaries. وَإِنَّهُ بِعِبَادِهِ خَبِيرٌ. It's like you become spoiled, right? Spoiled children. What happens to them? Parents give them everything they want, they become spoiled. Exactly the same thing. If Allah gives you whatever you want, you will become spoiled. إِنَّهُ بِعِبَادِهِ خَبِيرٌ بَصِيرٌ. Verily Allah is all aware and He sees His servants. He knows what you're going through. وَهُوَ الَّذِي يُنَزِّلُ الْغَيْثِ. He is the one who sends down the rain. مِن بَعْدِ مَا قَنَطُوا. After you give up hope. وَيَنْشُرُ. After you give up hope, He sends down. His help comes. وَهُوَ الْوَلِيُّ الْحَمِيدُ. And Allah is the Lord, is your protector and all praiseworthy. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ. And from His signs, خَلْقُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَمَا بَثَّ فِيهِمَا مِنْ دَابَّةٍ. From His signs is the creation of the heavens and the earth, and from the moving creatures that He has spread all over the world. وَهُوَ عَلَى جَمْعِهِمْ إِذَا يَشَاءُ قَدِيرٌ. And He has the power to gather them whenever He wants. وَمَا أَصَابَكُم مِّن مُّصِيبَةٍ. And whenever a misfortune or something harm afflicts you, فَبِمَا كَسَبَتْ أَيْدِيكُمْ. That is because of your own deeds. وَيَعْفُو عَنْ كَثِيرٍ. And He forgives a lot of it. وَمَا أَنْتُمْ بِمُعْجِزِينَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. And you cannot escape Allah's punishment in the land. وَمَا لَكُمْ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ مِن وَلِيٍّ وَلَا نَصِيرٍ. And you will not have any guardian or helper besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ الْجَوَارِ فِي الْبَحْرِ كَالْأَعْلَامِ. And amongst His signs is amongst His signs are the ships in the sea like mountains. إِن يَشَأْ يُسْكِنِ الرِّيحِ فَيُظْلَلْنَ رَوَاكِدَ عَلَى ظَهْرِهِ. If Allah wants, Allah could have stopped the wind and nothing would have moved. These ships would not have moved. إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِكُلِّ صَبَّارٍ شَكُورٍ. In it are many miraculous signs for every person who is patient and thankful. أَوَلَمْ يَكْفِهِمْ أو يوبقهن بما كسبوا ويعفو عن كثير. Or if He wants, He may have destroyed them for what they have done, and but He forgives a lot of it. That if He wants, He would have destroyed the ship, He would have destroyed the cars and planes, whatever you go through because of your own sins, but He forgives a lot of it and lets you live. Right? When we don't go through accidents because of our own sins, that is because Allah has forgiven us and is giving us more time. وَيَعْلَمَ الَّذِينَ يُجَادِلُونَ فِي آيَاتِنَا. And those people who argue with our signs, they know مَا لَهُم مِّن مَحِيصٍ. That there is no place of escape from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَمَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. Whatever you've been given in this dunya, it's only an enjoyment of the worldly life. وَمَا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. And whatever is with Allah, I said two things, remember? خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. Whatever is with Allah is better and everlasting. لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ. For those who believe and those who rely on Allah. وَالَّذِينَ يَجْتَنِبُونَ كَبَائِرَ الْإِثْمِ. Who are the people of tawakkul? They are those who stay away from kaba'ir al-ithm. They stay away from major sins like shirk and all these things. Kaba'ir al-ithm wal-fawahish, and indecent acts. They stay away from those things. وَإِذَا مَا غَضِبُوهُمْ يَغْفِرُونَ. And there are those, when they get angry, they forgive. When they get angry, they forgive. So it is not wrong to get angry. Getting angry is being human. But when you get angry, you forgive. So when can you act on your anger? When can you not act on your anger? Anytime the anger is against yourself, for something, someone harmed you, you get angry for that. That anger is not allowed. You never get angry for personal reasons, but you get angry for others. For example, when Mu'adh bin Jabal, when he was leading Salah, Isha Salah, and he started reciting Surah Baqarah, and people started complaining, Ya Rasulullah, we have to go for work and all this. He started extending Salah, all these things. So the Prophet ﷺ got really, really angry at Mu'adh. So Mu'adh, you are stopping people from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from Islam. He got really angry, his face turned red. And that what we see here is he's getting angry for others. When people, mocked at him or insulted him, he never got angry. When someone harms you for personal reasons, you never get angry. You swallow the anger. Those people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, those are the people who do tawakkul on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَهُمْ يَغْفِرُونَ. They forgive, they let it go. وَالَّذِينَ اسْتَجَابُوا لِرَبِّهِمْ. And those people who respond to their master, وَأَقَامُوا الصَّلَاةَ. And they establish salah. وَأَمْرُهُمْ شُورَى بَيْنَهُمْ. And their matters are with shura, with consultation. This surah is named Shura because of this ayah. وَأَمْرُهُمْ شُورَى بَيْنَهُمْ, with mutual consultation. And the Prophet ﷺ says that whoever decides on something with shura will always be guided. No matter what the thing is, just asking someone, just getting their opinion, you will be guided, the Prophet says. And Umar radiallahu anh, he had 6 members, 6 Sahabas who were of the elites of the Sahabas, and they were the Shura committee, right? They were the Shura members. Anything he would decide, he would call them, discuss with them, and then before he decides on something, he would discuss with them. Shura brings happiness, right? Shura is a way to build connections and get close to each other. And what we see is in Uhud, the Prophet ﷺ is told, Ya Rasulullah, وَشَاوِرْهُمْ فِي الْأَمْرِ. Consult them in every matter and seek forgiveness for them. And then the final decision is going to be for the leader. The leader makes the final decision. فَإِذَا عَزَمْتَ, you make the final decision, but the shura should be part of our life in everything. Anything you want to do, discuss with your parents, discuss with your teachers, discuss with your colleagues, discuss with your classmates. There's a lot of khair, and they will be guided when they do shura. وَأَمْرُهُمْ شُورَى بَيْنَهُمْ وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. And they spend from what we provided them. وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَهُمُ الْبَغْيِ. And when an oppression, something injustice happens to them, وَهُمْ يَنْتَصِرُونَ. They defend themselves. They don't submit to it, but they persevere through it. وَجَزَاءُ سَيِّئَةٍ سَيِّئَةٌ مِثْلُهَا. The recompense and the reward for evil is evil, like it. So this is retribution is equal to the crime, not more. So when someone harms you, you do the same harm, not more than that. فَمَنْ عَفَى. But whoever forgives, وَأَصْلَحَ, and rectifies, وَأَجْرُ فَأَجْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ. Then his reward is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if you forgive that person, if someone harms you, you forgive him and give him a gift and say thank you, that is better in the sight of Allah, and he will have the reward. The reward is on Allah. The reward is not mentioned because Allah will give you the reward, because that's how great it is. إِنَّهُ لَا يُحِبُّ الظَّالِمِينَ. Allah does not like the transgressors. وَلَمَنْ انْتَصَرَ. And whoever defends himself بَعْدَ ظُلْمِهِ, after he's wronged, فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَا عَلَيْهِمْ مِنْ سَبِيلٍ. These people will not have any blame against them. إِنَّمَا السَّبِيلُ عَلَى الَّذِينَ يَظْلِمُونَ النَّاسَ وَيَبْغُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ بِغَيْرِ الْحَقِّ. Verily the blame is on those people who wrong the people and they commit outrage in the land without any right. أُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. They will have a painful punishment. وَلَمَنْ صَبَرَ وَغَفَرَ إِنَّ ذَلِكَ لَمِنْ عَزْمِ الْأُمُورِ. But the one who is calm, patient, and is forgiving, verily that is from the definitive of affairs, best of affairs. وَمَنْ يُضْلِلِ اللَّهُ فَمَا لَهُ مِنْ وَلِيٍّ مِنْ بَعْدِهِ. And whomever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lets them go astray, he has no protector, no guardian after Allah. وَتَرَى الظَّالِمُونَ. And you will see the wrongdoers, لَمَّا رَأَوُا الْعَذَابِ. When they see the punishment, يَقُولُونَ. They will say, هَلْ إِلَى مَرَدٍ مِّن سَبِيلٍ. They will say, is there any way to get out of here? When they see Jahannam from far, they will say, is there any way I can get out of here? وَتَرَاهُمْ. And you will see them, يُعْرَضُونَ عَلَيْهَا خَاشِعِينَ مِنَ الظُّلِّ يَنْظُرُونَ مِنْ طَرْفٍ خَفِيٍّ. That you will see that they are humble, they are lowered, and when they are about to go to Jahannam, you will see their heads are lowered and they are looking at Jahannam from the side. They will cover their eyes and they will look at Jahannam from the side. Imagine like when you're watching a scary movie, right? It's scary, you don't want to look at it. But then what happens? You put your head down and you cover yourself, but then nothing happens. You kind of slowly like Open your eyes from the side and see like what's happening. That's the kind of thing that's happening. These guys are scared, and they will see from the periphery, not from the front. What tarfin khafi, from the side, they will see what the punishment is. That's the imagery Allah paints here. وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, and those people who believe will say, إِنَّ الْخَاسِرِينَ الَّذِينَ خَسِرُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ وَأَهْلِيهِمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. Verily the losers are those today who have lost themselves and their families on the day of judgment. أَلَا إِنَّ الظَّالِمِينَ فِي عَذَابٍ مُقِيمٍ. Verily the transgressors will have a humiliating punishment. وَمَا كَانَ لَهُم مِّنْ أَوْلِيَاءَ يَنْصُرُونَهُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ. They will not have any protective friends who will help them against Allah. وَمَن يُضْلِلِ اللَّهُ فَمَا لَهُ مِن سَبِيلٍ. And whoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lets him go astray, he has no way to find the straight path. استجيبوا لربكم. Respond to your Lord. من قبل أن يأتي يوم لا مرد له من الله. Before a day comes when you will not be able to escape and return from that place from Allah. ما لكم من ملجأ يومئذ وما لكم من نكير. And you will have no refuge on that day, and you will not be able to deny it. فإن أعرضوا, and if you turn away, فما أرسلناك عليهم حفيظا. Then we have only sent you as we have not sent you as a guardian. إن عليك إلا البلاغ. Your job is only to convey the message, Ya Rasulullah. وَإِنَّا إِذَا أَذَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ مِنَّا رَحْمَةً. And when we make the humankind taste mercy from us, فَرِحَ بِهَا. He's extremely happy. وَإِن تُصِبْهُمْ سَيِّئَةٌ بِمَا قَدَّمَتْ أَيْدِيهِمْ. And if we make him taste evil because of what he has done, فَإِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ كَفُورٌ. Then insan becomes extremely ungrateful. لِلَّهِ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. To Allah belongs everything in the heavens and the earth. يَخْلُقُ مَا يَشَاءُ. He creates whatever he wants. يَهَبُ لِمَن يَشَاءُ إِنَاثًا. He gives female children to whomever he wants. وَيَهَبُ لِمَن يَشَاءُ الذُّكُورَ. And he gives male children to whomever he wants. أَوْ يُزَوِّجُهُمْ ذُكْرَانًا وَإِنَاثًا. And to some he gives both male and female. وَيَجْعَلُ مَن يَشَاءُ عَقِيمًا. And whomever he wants, he makes them barren. إِنَّهُ عَلِيمٌ قَدِيرٌ. Verily Allah is all-knowing, and he has full control over everything. وَمَا كَانَ لِبَشَرٍ أَن يُكَلِّمَهُ اللَّهُ. It is not possible for a human being to speak to Allah face to face. There's no way that humankind, mortal beings, can speak to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala except what? 3 ways. Illa wahyan, through a wahi, some inspiration, through some dreams, through some ilham. That way Allah will communicate to you. Or aw min wara'i hijab, or Allah will speak to you behind a veil, like he spoke to Musa alayhi salam. He spoke to him directly behind the veil. Or aw yursil rasulan fayuhiya bi'iznihi ma yasha. The third way is Allah sends angels to communicate Allah's message with his permission. Ma yasha, to whomever he was. Innahu, to whatever he was. Innahu aliyyun hakim. Allah is all exalted and all wise. وَكَذَلِكَ أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ. And that is how we communicated to you. Ruha min amrina, a spirit under our command. So how was Prophet ﷺ communicated? Through Jibreel alayhi salam. Jibreel alayhi salam only comes to the prophets. So he was sent, amrina, ma kunta tadri mil kitab. You did not used to write the book. ولا الإيمان ما كنت تدري ما الكتاب ولا الإيمان. You did not know the book or faith. ولكن جعلناه نورا نهدي به من نشاء من عبادنا. But we made this Quran as a guide, so you can guide whomever we wish from our servants. وإنك لتهدي إلى صراط مستقيم. Verily you, Ya Rasulullah, are on a straight path. صراط الله الذي له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. You are on the path of the one to whom belongs the heavens and the earth. ألا إلى الله تصير الأمور. No doubt all matters will return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, will end up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That brings us to the end of Surah Shura. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us guidance. Shall we begin the next surah, Surah Az-Zukhruf, surah number 43. Next set of Hamim. This surah, Zukhruf means ornament, right? Jewels and ornaments. So in this surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows that this world is temporary, and the reality of this world is shown in this surah, that this world is just a temporary enjoyment, but the real life is the hereafter. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hamim. Hamim, Huruf al-Muqatta'at, we don't know what they mean. Wal-Kitab al-Mubin, by the book that is clear. Inna ja'alnahu Qur'anan Arabiyyan. Verily we have made it into a Qur'an. We have made it a Qur'an in the Arabic language. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ, so that you understand. How many times Allah says Qur'an and Arabiyyan, Qur'an and Arabiyyan, right? There's a reason for ta'qilun, for understanding. Through understanding can only come through the Quranic, Arabic Qur'an. وَإِنَّهُ فِي Kitab, and verily it is in the mother of the book. This refers to Lawh al-Mahfuz. This Quran is preserved in the Lawh al-Mahfuz with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ladayna, it's with us. La'aliyyun Hakim, exalted and full of wisdom. أَفَنَضْرِبُ عَنْكُمُ الذِّكْرَ صَفْحًا أَنْ كُنْتُمْ قَوْمًا مُسْرِفِينَ. Then we will give you the example of the ones أَفَنَضْرِبُ عَنْكُمُ الذِّكْرَ صَفْحًا أَنْ كُنْتُمْ قَوْمًا مُسْرِفِينَ. Why should, Allah says, why should we stop this revelation just because of your injustice towards this people, right? Just because of you turning against the Prophet ﷺ and persecuting them, we are not going to stop giving this message. We'll continue the revelation. وَكَمْ أَرْسَلْنَا مِن نَبِيٍّ فِي الْأَوَّلِينَ, and how many messengers we have sent in the past. وَمَا يَأْتِيهِم مِن نَبِيٍّ إِلَّا كَانُوا بِهِ يَسْتَهْزِئُونَ, and we did not send any prophet except that they were mocked at. فَأَهْلَكْنَا أَشَدَّ مِنْهُمْ بَطْشًا وَمَضَى مَثَلُ الْأَوَّلِينَ, so we destroyed the people who were much more stronger in might. وَمَضَى مَثَلُ الْأَوَّلِينَ, and whatever happened to the people of the past will happen to you. Has already, the things that happened to the past has already passed. وَلَئِنْ سَأَلْتَهُمْ, and if you ask them, مَنْ خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ, who created the heavens and the earth, لَيَقُولُنَّ خَلَقَهُنَّ, they will say, لَيَقُولُنَّ خَلَقَهُنَّ الْعَزِيزُ الْعَلِيمُ, that the Almighty and All-Knowing, He created all of the heavens and the earth. الَّذِي جَعَلَ لَكُمُ الْأَرْضَ مَهْدًا, the one who made for you the earth as a cradle. وَجَعَلَ لَكُمْ فِيهَا سُبُلًا, and He made roads within this earth. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَهْتَدُونَ, so that you may find the way. وَالَّذِي نَزَّلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً, and He is the one who sent down the water from the sky. بِقَدَرٍ, in measure. فَأَنْشَرْنَا بِهِ بَلْدَةً مَيْتًا, so that we can give life to the dead land. كَذَلِكَ تُخْرَجُونَ, and that is how you will be taken out, you will be resurrected. وَالَّذِي خَلَقَ الْأَزْوَاجَ كُلَّهَا, and the one who created all kinds of things in groups. أَزْوَاجَ كُلَّهَا وَجَعَلَ لَكُم مِّنَ الْفُلْكِ وَالْأَنْعَامِ, and He placed for you ships and livestock. مَا تَرْكَبُونَ, which you are carried upon. He has made this under our control. وَمَا كُنَّا لَهُ مُقْرِنِينَ, we would not have brought them under our control. وَإِنَّا إِلَىٰ رَبِّنَا لَمُنْقَلِبُونَ, surely we are going to return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imagine, this has a psychological effect on a person. The one who's saying that, Ya Allah, we are going to return to you, that we are grateful that you have given us this mode of transportation, and we are going to return to you. How can a person commit sin when he's traveling? It's not possible for a person to commit sin during his travel, because he's so, this dua, if you internalize it, is just so powerful, that we are returning to you, Ya Allah, you have control over this, I don't have control, I can die anytime, and this is your favor, I thank you, Ya Allah, for this. And then you commit sins in that same thing. It's not possible. وَجَعَلُوا لَهُ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ جُزْءًا, and they give portions to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, set sons and daughters for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَكَفُورٌ مُبِينٌ, verily mankind is ungrateful, and clearly ungrateful. أَمِ اتَّخَذُوا مِمَّا يَخْلُقُ بَنَاتٍ وَأَصْفَاكُمْ بِالْبَنِينَ, they say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, مِمَّا يَخْلُقُ بَنَاتٍ وَأَصْفَاكُمْ بِالْبَنِينَ, do they say that He has taken daughters and they have sons? وَإِذَا بُشِّرَ أَحَدُهُمْ بِمَا ضَرَبَ لِلرَّحْمَنِ مَثَلًا, and when the good news is given to them of the same thing that they give it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that they say that daughters are for Allah, when he is given the good news that he has a daughter, what happens? ظَلَّ وَجْهُهُ مُسْوَدًّا وَهُوَ كَظِيمٌ, his face turns black and he is depressed and he is filled with grief. أَوَمَنْ يُنَشَّأُ فِي الْحِلْيَةِ وَهُوَ فِي الْخِصَامِ غَيْرُ مُبِينٍ, do you ascribe the weak creation that grows in the ornaments to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? That this weak creation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying these females which are covered with ornaments, you assign these things to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you yourself have the strong thing and the things that you like. وَجَعَلُوا الْمَلَائِكَةَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ عِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ إِنَاثًا, and they said angels for him, Hum ibadur rahman inatha, who are the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These angels are servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They call them females. Ashahidu khalqahum, did they witness their creation? Did they see how did they know angels are females? Satuktabu shahadatuhum wa yus'alun, we will write their whatever they're saying and they will be questioned. Waqalu, and they say, law sha'a ar-rahmanu ma abadnahum, they say that had Allah willed, had the most merciful willed, we would not have worshipped these things. They blame Allah for their shirk. They have no knowledge of anything. إنهم إلا يخرصون, they are making lies. أم آتيناهم كتابا من قبله فهم به مستمسكون, or do they have a book that came before them which they are holding on to? بل قالوا, no, the reality is they say إنا وجدنا آباءنا على أمة, we found our forefathers on a religion, وإنا على آثارهم مهتدون, and we are following, we are guided by their footsteps. وكذلك, and that is how ما أرسلنا من قبلك من قرية من نذير إلا قال مترفوها, we did not send any messenger to any town, any warner to any town, except that the affluent and rich people among them said إنا وجدنا آباءنا على أمة وإنا على آثارهم مقتدون. They said the same thing, that we found our forefathers on this religion, on this path, and we are following their footsteps. قال أولو جئتكم بأهدى مما وجدتم عليه آباءكم, and he said أولو جئتكم, even if I come to you with the better guidance than what your forefathers came with, are you still going to follow your forefathers? قالوا, they said, إنا بما أرسلتم به كافرون, we are disbelievers in what you have been sent with. فانتقمنا منهم, and so we avenged them. فانظر كيف كان عاقبة المكذبين, look at what was the end of those people who rejected our signs. وإذ قال إبراهيم لأبيه, when Ibrahim said to his father, وقومه, and to his nation, إنني براء مما تعبدون, I am innocent, I free myself from whatever you worship. إلا الذي فطرني فإنه سيهدين, except for the one who created me, he is going to guide me. وجعلها كلمة باقية في عقبه لعلهم يرجعون, and he left a word behind, the La ilaha, the kalimatu La ilaha illallah, he left that behind among their descendants so that they might return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. بل متعت هؤلاء وآباءهم حتى جاءهم الحق ورسول مبين. No, what happened is I gave them a lot of wealth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let them enjoy, and the forefathers with a lot of this dunya, حتى جاءهم الحق, until the truth came and the messenger came with clear proofs. ولما جاءهم الحق, when the truth came to them, قالوا, they said, هذا سحر وإنا به كافرون, this is magic and we are disbelievers in it. وقالوا, and they say, لولا نزل هذا القرآن على رجل من القريتين عظيم. The Quraysh demand that how come the prophethood did not come, Angel Jibril did not come on one of the two elites of our town. This is referring to Walid bin Mughira or Urwa bin Mas'ud, right? These one was the leader of Mecca, the other one was the leader of Taif. That we are the two qarya, the two towns, we are the elites. How come the Quran did not come on us? Why on this person who he has no father, he has no parents, he has no, he's not that great? Why him? أَهُمْ يَقْسِمُونَ رَحْمَةَ رَبِّكَ, Allah says, are they going to decide, are they going to distribute Allah's mercy? Are they going to decide who gets to become the prophet? نَحْنُ قَسَمْنَا بَيْنَهُمْ, we are the ones who are going to distribute. وَمَعِيشَتَهُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا, we know who will become a prophet, and we know what everybody will get from the rizq from this dunya. وَرَفَعْنَا بَعْضَهُمْ فَوْقَ بَعْدٍ درجات ليتخذ بعضهم بعضا سخريا. We made some people above others. We made some people higher than others so that they can help each other and work together. رَحْمَةُ رَبِّكَ خَيْرٌ مِمَّا يَجْمَعُونَ, and the mercy of your Lord is much better than whatever you accumulate. وَلَوْلَا أَن يَكُونَ النَّاسُ أُمَّةً وَاحِدًا, if it was not for the entire ummah uniting on disbelief, لَجَعَلْنَا لِمَنْ يَكْفُرُ بِالرَّحْمَنِ, we would have made the people who disbelieve in the most merciful لِبُيُوتِهِمْ سُقُفًا, we would have given them houses whose roof min fiddatin, whose roof would have been of silver, وَمَعَارِجَ عَلَيْهَا يَظْهَرُونَ, and they would have ascended using it. وَلِبُيُوتِهِمْ أَبْوَابًا وَسُرُرًا عَلَيْهَا يَتَّكِئُونَ, and we would have made their houses and their doors and and couches with gold and silver, and they would have reclined on their couches, وَالزُّخْرُفَ, and ornaments of gold, وَإِن كُلُّ ذَلِكَ لَمَّا مَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا, and we would have made them enjoy this worldly life. وَالْآخِرَةُ عِنْدَ رَبِّكَ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ, but the hereafter is better for the righteous people. What Allah is saying in these ayat is that if Allah wanted, Allah would have given the disbelievers everything they wanted. Allah would have made everything in gold, and Allah would have made them the richest people. But the reason why is that لَوْلَا, that Allah says here in the previous part, that وَلَوْلَا أَن يَكُونَ النَّاسُ أُمَّةً وَاحِدًا, that people would have gathered together and believed in, disbelieved in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because they will see all the disbelievers unanimously are rich, that means they must be the truth. So the humanity would have followed them, and they would have become the criteria. That's why Allah subhanahu did not do that. So but Allah divides, gives it to whomever He wants, believer or disbeliever, doesn't matter. But Allah says the hereafter is better for the muttaqeen, for the righteous people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not care for this dunya. If Allah did care for this dunya, Allah would not have given this to the disbelievers. But He doesn't care. But the hereafter is khalisatan lil muttaqeen, is only exclusively for the believers. وَمَنْ يَعْشُ عَنْ ذِكْرِ الرَّحْمَنِ, and whoever turns away from the remembrance of the most merciful, you don't remember Allah, what happens? نُقَيِّدْ لَهُ شَيْطَانٍ, we are going to make a shaitan, destined a shaitan for them. فَهُوَ لَهُ قَرِينٌ, he's going to be the clearly better than this guy who he's a shepherd, he can't even speak clearly. Who is better in strength? And he says, I control the rivers, but in the same river he was drowned, right? The same river he was drowned, as he was saying, فَلَوْلَا أُلْقِيَ عَلَيْهِ أَسْوِرَةٌ مِّن ذَهَبٍ, then how come bracelets of gold are not sent on him? أَوْ جَاءَ مَعَهُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ مُقْتَرِنِينَ, how come it doesn't have any angels who are accompanying him? فَاسْتَخَفَّ قَوْمَهُ فَطَاعُوا, and Fir'aun scared away his people, and so they followed Fir'aun. إِنَّهُمْ كَانُوا قَوْمًا فَاسِقِينَ, his people were sinful and crossing boundaries. فَلَمَّا آسَفُونَا انْتَقَمْنَا مِنْهُمْ, and when they angered us, then we inflicted our punishment on them. فَأَغْرَقْنَاهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ, and we drowned all of them. فَجَعَلْنَاهُمْ سَلَفًا وَمَثَلًا لِلْآخِرِينَ, and we made them an example for all the generations to come later on. So we'll stop right there, inshallah. So after our break, we'll continue with this. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولما ضرب ابن مريم مثلا إذا قومك منه يصدون وقالوا أآلهتنا خير أم هو ما ضربوه لك إلا جدلا بل هم قوم خصمون. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي امري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Ayah number 57, Surah Az-Zukhruf. ولما ضرب ابن مريم مثلا إذا قومك منه يصدون. When the example of the son of Maryam was given, the people about him started calling and making lies. وقالوا, they said, أآلهتنا خير أم هو, are our gods better? Is he better? So what they are saying is that Meccans say that even Christians worship gods besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That Jesus is also aliha, right? Is he better? Our God better? Or is he better? مَا ضَرَبُوهُ لَكَ إِلَّا جَدَلًا. They only give examples as a way to dispute and have a argument. بَلْ هُمْ قَوْمٌ خَصِمُونَ. There are people who are always absorbed in quarreling. إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا عَبْدٌ. He's only a servant. أَنْعَمْنَا عَلَيْهِ. We have favored him. وَجَعَلْنَاهُ مثلا لبني إسرائيل, and we made him an example for the Bani Israel and a miracle for Bani Israel. ولو نشاء لجعلنا منكم ملائكة في الأرض يخلفون. And if you wanted, we would have made angels continue and succeed you after you die. We would have made angels to succeed you, but you are made from human beings, so human beings come as messengers. إنه لعلم للساعة فلا تمترن بها واتبعون. That indeed he لعلم الساعة, Isa as-Salam's coming is going to be the indication of the day of judgment, right? That he is going to be the information and indication for the day of judgment. Do not be in any doubt. Biha wattabi'un, and follow me. Hada siratul mustaqim. This is the straight path. ولا يصدنكم الشيطان The Meccans are saying that we are worshipping gods just like Christians are having their idols. Allah is saying, the Prophet ﷺ is told to say that they are going, Isa ﷺ is going to come and he will tell before the day of judgment what exactly it was. So follow me, you're on the straight path. وَلَا يَصُدَّنَّكُمُ الشَّيْطَانِ Let shaitan not hinder you from the straight path. إِنَّهُ لَكُمْ عَدُوٌ مُبِينٌ He is a clear enemy to you. وَلَمَّا جَاءَ عِيسَى بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ When Isa ﷺ came with clear proofs, قَالَ قَدْ جِئْتُكُمْ بِالْحِكْمَةِ He said, Isa said, I have come to you with wisdom. وَلِيُبَيِّنَ لَكُمْ بَعْضَ الَّذِي تَخْتَلِفُونَ فِيهِ I will inform you of the things that you used to disagree in. فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُونَ Fear Allah and obey me. That's what Isa said. إِنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ رَبِّي وَرَبُّكُمْ فَاعْبُدُوهُ Verily Allah, indeed Allah, He is my Rabb and your Rabb, so worship Him. هَذَا صِرَاطٌ مُسْتَقِيمٌ This is the straight path. فَاخْتَلَفَ الْأَحْزَابُ مِنْ بَيْنِهِمْ And people disagreed after him. فَوَيْلٌ لِلَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنْ عَذَابِ يَوْمٍ أَلِيمٍ So those transgressors will have the punishment of a painful day because of their transgression. هَلْ يَنْظُرُونَ إِلَّا السَّاعَةِ Are they waiting for the day of judgment to come? أَنْ تَأْتِيَهُمْ بَغْتَةً وَهُمْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ And when it comes, it will come all of a sudden and they will not realize. الْأَخِلَّاءُ يَوْمَئِذٍ بَعْضُهُمْ لِبَعْضٍ عَدُوٌّ إِلَّا الْمُتَّقِينَ Brothers and friends on the day of judgment are going to be enemies to each other except for the righteous. Think about your best friend. That best friend is going to be your enemy on the day of judgment except for the people of taqwa, except those who are righteous. Muttaqun are the ones who are going to be together. Because in this dunya, you made friendship for worldly reasons, and they did not stop you when you did something wrong. They did not stop you. Like, yeah, that's cool. No, let's do it. All they're encouraging you to do something evil. But then the true righteous people, if you make friends with people of taqwa, then they warn you. They guide you towards good. So on the day of judgment, they will be together. They will not point fingers, to each other, saying that it's all because of you I did this wrong. Ya ibadi, O my servant, la khawfun alaykum al-yawm, wa la antum tahzanun. You have no fear today, and you will not grieve. الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِآيَاتِنَا وَكَانُوا مُسْلِمِينَ Those people who have iman in our signs, they had been Muslimin, they will have no fear. أُدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةِ Enter the garden. أَنْتُمْ وَأَزْوَاجُكُمْ تُحْبَرُونَ You and your spouses, you shall be happy in there. يُطَافُ عَلَيْهِمْ بِصِحَافٍ مِّن ذَهَبٍ وَأَكْوَابٍ Then the platters of gold and gold platters and cups will be passed around. وَفِيهَا مَا تَشْتَهِيهِ الْأَنفُسِ And in Jannah you will have whatever the nafs desires. وَتَلَذُّ الْأَعْيُنِ And whatever the eyes desire. وَأَنْتُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ And you are going to remain in Jannah forever and ever. وَتِلْكَ الْجَنَّةُ الَّتِي أُورِثْتُمُوهَا بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ And that is a Jannah which will make you inherit because of what you used to do. Amal again, because of your actions. Ayah number 73, Surah Az-Zukhruf. لَكُمْ فِيهَا فَاكِهَةٌ كَثِيرَةٌ مِنْهَا تَأْكُلُونَ You will have fruits, all kinds of fruits of which you will eat. إِنَّ الْمُجْرِمِينَ As for the sinful people, فِي عَذَابِ جَهَنَّمَ خَالِدُونَ They will remain in Jahannam, the punishment of Jahannam forever. لا يفتر عنهم وهم فيه مبلسون And nothing will be lightened for them, no punishment will be lightened for them. وهم فيه مبلسون And they will be in despair. وما ظلمناهم ولكن كانوا هم الظالمين We did not wrong them, but they wronged themselves. ونادوا And these people will call out in Jahannam, Ya Malik Malik is a gatekeeper of hell. Ya Malik, liyaqdi alayna rabbuk Let your Lord put an end to us. Can you ask your Lord to just finish us? Qala innakum makithun Malik will say, you indeed are going to stay on. Continue tasting the punishment. Laqad ji'nakum bilhaq We indeed brought the truth. Walakinna aktharakum lilhaqqi karihun We brought the truth, but most people were hateful against the truth. Am abramu amran Allah says, have they decided on the affair? فَإِنَّا مُبْرِمُونَ If they are bent upon disbelief, that they have tied a knot, that they are not going to believe in the Prophet ﷺ, then we have also decided that they will not have iman. أَمْ يَحْسَبُونَ أَنَّا لَا نَسْمَعُ سِرَّهُمْ وَنَجْوَاهُمْ Do they think that we cannot hear their secret talks? But yes, وَرُسُلُنَا Of course, our messengers, which is the angels, لَدَيْهِمْ يَكْتُبُونَ They they are writing everything down. قُلْ إِنْ كَانَ لِلرَّحْمَنِ وَلَدٌ فَأَنَا أَوَّلُ الْعَابِدِينَ. Tell them, Ya Rasulullah, if the most merciful had a son, then I would have been the first to worship that son. Subhana, glory to him. رَبِّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ رَبِّ الْعَرْشِ عَمَّا يَصِفُونَ. The Lord of the heavens and the earth, and the Lord of the throne. He is above whatever you ascribe to him. فَذَرْهُمْ يَخُوضُوا وَيَلْعَبُوا. So let them be engrossed in their play حَتَّى يُلَاقُوا يَوْمَهُمُ الَّذِي يُوعَدُونَ. Until a day they are going to until they confront the day they are promised. وَهُوَ الَّذِي فِي السَّمَاءِ إِلَهٌ وَفِي الْأَرْضِ إِلَهٌ. He is the ilah in the heavens, and he is the ilah in the earth. وَهُوَ الْحَكِيمُ الْعَلِيمُ. And he is all wise and all knowing. وَتَبَارَكَ الَّذِي. And blessed is the one الَّذِي لَهُ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَمَا بَيْنَهُمَا. To whom belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth and whatever is in between them. وَعِنْدَهُ عِلْمُ السَّاعَةِ. And he has the knowledge of the hour. وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. And to him you shall be returned. وَلَا يَمْلِكُ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِهِ. Those people who call on things besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they don't have the power to shafa'ah, to do any intercession. إِلَّا مَنْ شَهِدَ بِالْحَقِّ. Except for the one that testifies to the truth. وَهُمْ يَعْلَمُونَ. And they will know. وَلَئِنْ سَأَلْتَهُمْ. And if you ask them, مَنْ خَلَقَهُمْ. Who created them? لَيَقُولُنَّ اللَّهِ. Surely they will say, it's Allah. فَأَنَّا يُؤْفَكُونَ. Then how come you're so deluded? وَقِيلِهِ. And his saying, يَا رَبِّ إِنَّ هَؤُلَاءِ قَوْمٌ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Oh my Lord, indeed these people do not believe. This is the Prophet ﷺ, the complaint of the Prophet ﷺ, that these people, Ya Allah, they don't have iman. فَاصْفَحْ عَنْهُمْ وَقُلْ سَلَامٌ. Allah is telling the Prophet ﷺ, be patient, forbear with them. وَقُلْ سَلَامٌ. And say peace. فَسَوْفَ يَعْلَمُونَ. Soon they will come to know. Continue in your da'wah. They will let them continue their persecution. Soon they will know. فَسَوْفَ يَعْلَمُونَ. Move on to the next surah, Surah Ad-Dukhan. Ad-Dukhan means the smoke. So number 44, it's a Makki surah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hamim, Hamim. Wal kitab al-mubin. By the book that is clear. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatin mubarakah. This book we sent it down on a blessed night. Which night is this? The Quran came down? The night of Qadr. This is a Mubarak night filled with blessing. Inna kunna munzirin. We indeed have been given warnings of this book. Fiha yufraqu kullu amrin hakim. On this night, what happens? All matters are decided. And we know the Prophet ﷺ said that the next year, whatever will happen, everything, the qadr is decided, whatever for every person. So this night is, the worship in this night is better than 83 years. And this is a night where تَنَزَّلُ الْمَلَائِكَةِ, that angels descend and there is no space on the earth for the angels. That's why it's called Qadr. Also means to be constricted. It's constricted because Qadr, there are so many angels, there's barely any space in the heavens for anybody to move around. That many angels descend. There are more angels than the pebbles in the earth. There are more angels than the raindrops, right? And there are more angels than the stars in the sky. All these angels descend, and who is a special guest? Ar-Ruh, Jibreel is also there. So فيها يفرق كل أمر حكيم أمرا من عندنا, as a decree from us. إنا كنا مرسلين. Indeed we are the ones who send down the wahi. رحمة من ربك, as a mercy from your master. إنه هو السميع العليم. Verily he is all hearing and all knowing. رب السماوات والأرض ما بينهما. Allah, the Lord of the heavens and the earth and whatever is in between them. إن كنتم موقنين, if you are believers. لا إله إلا هو, there is no one worthy of worship except him. يحيي ويميت, he gives life and he causes to die. ربكم ورب آبائكم الأولين, he is your Lord and the Lord of your forefathers. بل هم في شك يلعبون, no, the reality is they are in doubt and they are making fun of it. فارتقب يوم تأتي السماء بدخان مبين. So be on watch. يَوْمَ تَأْتِ السَّمَاءُ. Be on watch, keep waiting for the day when the sky will become dukhan mubin, like a clear smoke. يَوْشَ النَّاسِ, is going to overwhelm the people. هَذَا عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ, this is going to be a painful punishment. That day of judgment is going to be full of smoke. رَبَّنَا اكشف عَنَّا الْعَذَابِ إِنَّا مُؤْمِنُونَ. They will say, our Lord, remove this punishment from us. Verily we are believers now. أَنَّا لَهُمُ الذِّكْرَى. How would this reminder, أَنَّا لَهُمُ الذِّكْرَى, how help them? How will this reminder help them? وَقَدْ جَاءَهُمْ رَسُولٌ مُبِينٌ, when the messenger came, when a clear messenger came to them. That what is the point of saying now when messengers already came and informed about this very thing in dunya? ثُمَّ تَوَلَّوْا عَنْهُ, then they turned away from him. وَقَالُوا مُعَلَّمٌ مَجْنُونَ, and you said to the Prophet that you are a teacher who is mad, a teacher that is mad. مُعَلَّمٌ مَجْنُونَ إِنَّا كَاشِفُ الْعَذَابِ قَلِيلًا, verily we are going to remove the punishment قَلِيلًا, for a little. إِنَّكُمْ عَائِدُونَ, but when we remove this punishment, you're going to go back to it. You're going to do the same thing. These are just words that you're making up. You don't actually mean it. يَوْمَ نَبْطِشُ الْبَطْشَةَ الْكُبْرَى, when that day we shall seize, when that greatest Caesar will happen. إِنَّا مُنْتَقِمُونَ, we are going to inflict our punishment. That is called بَطْشَةَ الْكُبْرَى, the day of judgment. وَلَقَدْ فَتَنَّا قَبْلَهُمْ, and in fact قَبْلَهُمْ قَوْمَ فِرْعَوْنَ وَجَاءَهُمْ رَسُولٌ كَرِيمٌ, and we in fact tested the nation of Fir'aun when a noble messenger came to them, Musa alayhi salam. And أَدُّوا إِلَيَّ عِبَادَ اللَّهِ, and what was the message of Musa alayhi salam? That you should deliver the servants of Allah to me. Leave Bani Israel, do not punish them. إِنِّي لَكُمْ رَسُولٌ أَمِينٌ, he said, I am a trustworthy messenger to you. وَأَلَّا تَعْلُوا عَلَى اللَّهِ, and he said that you should not think high again of yourself against Allah. Don't think that you are greater, you are the supreme Lord. Allah is, Inni atikum bisultanin mubin, indeed I have come to you with a clear authority. Wa inni a'udhu bi rabbi wa rabbikum an tarjumun, and I seek refuge with my Lord and your Lord, that an tarjumun, that you might stone me, that I seek Allah's protection that you don't harm me. Wa in lam tu'minu li fa'tazilun, and if you don't believe in me, then keep away from me. Fada'a rabbahu, so then Musa prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Anna ha'ulai qawmun mujrimun, oh my Lord, these people are committing sins. فَأَسْرِ بِعِبَادِي لَيْلًا, so the command came, so take your servants in the night, إِنَّكُمْ مُتَّبَعُونَ, you are going to be pursued, you are going to be followed. وَاتُّرْكِ الْبَحْرَ رَهْوًا, and leave the sea quietly. Like you're going to pass through the sea quietly without any disturbance. إِنَّهُمْ جُنْدٌ مُغْرَقُونَ, but the army behind you is going to be drowned. كَمْ تَرَكُوا مِنْ جَنَّاتٍ وَعُيُونٍ, then Allah subhanahu pauses the conversation with Musa alayhi salam, and then he just makes it reflects. كَمْ تَرَكُوا مِنْ جَنَّاتٍ وَعُيُونٍ, how many gardens and springs they left behind. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not destroy them in their place. Allah made them get out of all the luxuries. كَمْ تَرَكُوا مِنْ جَنَّاتٍ وَعُيُونٍ, they left all their gardens and springs, وَزُرُوعٍ, and cornfields, وَمَقَامٍ كَرِيمٍ, and a noble station, a noble power and position they had in the land. وَنَعْمَةٍ, and they had an easy life, comfortable life. كَانُوا فِيهَا فَاكِهِينَ, they were cherishing that life. كَذَلِكَ, that was it. وَأَوْرَثْنَاهَا قَوْمًا آخَرِينَ, and we made that we made another people inherit that. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Qasas, He mentioned that we intended the Bani Israel should take over, not destroy. Allah didn't want to destroy that palaces and all that. Allah wants to make another nation inherit. So that those places need to be kept like that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took all of them out of it, and then they were drowned alone. فَمَا بَكَتْ عَلَيْهِمُ السَّمَاءُ وَالْأَرْضُ وَمَا كَانُوا مُنظَرِينَ, the heavens and the earth did not shed a tear over them. They did not cry when Fir'aun and his nation were destroyed. وَمَا كَانُوا مُنظَرِينَ, and they were not given any time to repent. وَلَقَدْ نَجَّيْنَا بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ مِنَ الْعَذَابِ الْمُهِينِ, and we rescued Bani Israel from a humiliating punishment. من فرعون, from Fir'aun. إِنَّهُ كَانَ عَالِيًا مِنَ الْمُسْرِفِينَ, Fir'aun was arrogant and was of those who was transgressing. وَلَقَدْ اخْتَرْنَاهُمْ عَلَى عِلْمٍ عَلَى الْعَالَمِينَ, and we chose them in their knowledge over all people, that they were known in the entire world. وَآتَيْنَاهُمْ مِنَ الْآيَاتِ مَا فِيهِ بَلَاءٌ مُبِينٌ, and we gave them of the signs مَا فِيهِ بَلَاءٌ مُبِينٌ, we gave them we put them into a great test, and it was a great sign as well. إِنَّ هَؤُلَاءِ لَيَقُولُونَ, verily these people, these Quraysh are saying, إِنْ هِيَ إِلَّا مَوْتَتُنَا الْأُولَى وَمَا نَحْنُ بِمُنْشَرِينَ, they are saying that this is just first death, only one death, and we will not be resurrected. Is that what they are saying? فَأْتُوا بِآيَاتِنَا إِن كُنْتُمْ صَادِقِينَ, then bring فَأْتُوا بِآبَائِنَا إِن كُنْتُمْ صَادِقِينَ, and they are telling you to bring our fathers if you're truthful. أَهُمْ خَيْرٌ أَمْ قَوْمُ تُبَّعْ, are they better or are the nation of تُبَّعْ. So another nation Allah subhanahu brings in. So He showed the nation of Fir'aun how that nation was destroyed. They rejected the signs, they were destroyed. And Allah said in the Quraysh, look at the Qawm Tubba. These were the nation that were ruling the dynasty in Yemen. So قَوْمُ تُبَّعْ وَالَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. And those before them, did you look at these people? أَهْلَكْنَاهُمْ. We destroyed them. إِنَّهُمْ كَانُوا مُجْرِمِينَ. They were sinful people. وَمَا خَلَقْنَا السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ وَمَا بَيْنَهُمَا لَاعِبِينَ. We did not create the heavens and the earth and whatever is in between them just for fun, just for no reason. وَمَا خَلَقْنَاهُمَا إِلَّا بِالْحَقِّ. We created this for a reason, for a purpose. وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَهُمْ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. But most people do not know. That you think that we gave you this free choice and you will be left alone without any questioning. Yes, there is going to be questioning for all your deeds. إِنَّ يَوْمَ الْفَصْلِ مِيقَاتُهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. The day of decision is going to happen, is an appointed time for all of them. Everybody will go through this يَوْمُ الْفَصْلِ. يَوْمُ الْفَصْلِ, fasl means to separate something. That is a day where believers will be separated from the disbelievers. Sabiqun from the Ashab al-Yamin. All these different groups will be made in the hereafter. يَوْمَ الْفَصْلِ مِيقَاتُهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ يَوْمَ لَا يُغْنِي مَوْلًا عَنْ مَوْلًا شَيْئًا وَلَا هُمْ يُنصَرُونَ. That day, no friend will help another friend, and they will not be helped. وَلَا هُمْ يُنصَرُونَ. They should not be helped. إِلَّا مَنْ رَحِمَ اللَّهِ. Except for the one whom Allah shows mercy. إِنَّهُ هُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الرَّحِيمُ. Verily Allah is Almighty and All Merciful. Inna shajarat az-zaqum. We talked about the friends, that all the friends are going to be your enemies on the day of judgment. Except for whom Allah wills, they will have mercy. Inna shajarat az-zaqum. Verily, the tree of zaqum, ta'amul athim, that is going to be the tree of zaqum. كَالْمُهْلِ يَغْلِي فِي الْبُطُونِ. They're going to eat, and it's going to be like molten brass. It will boil in their bellies. These brass, not water boiling, but brass boiling needs a very high, its heat capacity is much higher. So you need more heat to boil that, and it's going to boil in their bellies. So if it's going to boil in their bellies, you can imagine the bellies are much more hotter than the brass itself. So كَالْمُغْلِ يَغْلِي فِي الْبُطُونِ. It's going to boil in their bellies. كَغَلْيِ الْحَمِيمِ. Like the boiling of hot water. خُذُوهُ فَاعْتِلُوهُ إِلَى سَوَاءِ الْجَحِيمِ. Seize them and then carry them into the midst of the fire. ثُمَّ صُبُّوا فَوْقَ رَأْسِهِ مِنْ عَذَابِ الْحَمِيمِ. Then pour on their head the painful punishment of a boiling water. Pour on their heads boiling water. ذُقُّ. Taste. إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْعَزِيزُ الْكَرِيمُ. You were mighty and had a noble position in dunya. That you were rejecting this message, thinking that you are the elites, you have izzah, you have power, you are أنت العزيز. Taste. This is what you wanted. إِنَّ هَذَا مَا كُنْتُمْ بِهِ تَمْتَرُونَ. Verily, this is what you were in doubt of. Allahumma janna min al-nar. Innal muttaqeen. As for those people who guarded themselves, who humbled themselves, who were scared of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, fi maqamin ameen. They're going to have a safe and secure place. Fi jannatin wa uyun. They're going to be in gardens and springs. Yalbasuna min sundus. They will wear silk wa istabraq and brocade. Mutaqabilin. And they will be facing each other. Kadalik. Such will it be. وَزَوَّجْنَاهُمْ بِحُورٍ عِينٍ. And we'll pair them up with hur, these attractively wide-eyed females. يَدْعُونَ فِيهَا. They will ask therein, بِكُلِّ فَاكِهَةٍ آمِنُونَ. For every kind of fruit, while they are in peace and security. لَا يَذُوقُونَ فِيهَا الْمَوْتِ. They will not taste any death. إِلَّا مَوْتَةَ الْأُولَى. Except for the first death, they will have no death at all after this. وَوَقَاهُمْ عَذَابَ الْجَحِيمِ. And Allah will save them from the punishment of blazing fire. فَضْلًا مِنْ رَبِّكَ. As a grace and mercy from your Master. ذَلِكَ هُوَ الْفَوْزُ الْعَظِيمُ. That is the greatest success. فَإِنَّمَا يَسَّرْنَاهُ بِلِسَانِكَ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَذَكَّرُونَ. And indeed we have made the Quran easy on your tongue so that you remember and take a lesson from it. فَارْتَقِبْ إِنَّهُمْ مُرْتَقِبُونَ. So wait and watch. Indeed they are also watching. Wait in your position, and they're also waiting for that punishment, that day to come. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides us and gives benefits us from these ayat and makes us among the people of Jannah and not make us arrogant. And we have to think about our friends. Who are our friends? Are our friends muttaqoon? Are our friends there only for worldly reasons? And That's why the Sahabas, the success is what? فَمَنْ زُحْزِحَ عَنِ النَّارِ وَأُدْخِلَ الْجَنَّةَ فَقَدْ فَازَ. That's your life mission. Your life mission is to protect yourself from Jahannam and enter into Jannah. That is the ultimate success, right? Whatever you do, whatever time, whatever things you do, make sure you're working towards this. And we talked about this. The best people are those who call Allah, who call people to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَنْ أَحْسَنَ قَالًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ. So try and spend your time in doing the dhikr of Allah. If not, call others. These are the two things you're doing. You're either learning or teaching. That's it. Conveying this message or bettering yourself. بارك الله لنا ولكم في القرآن الحكيم ونفعنا وإياكم بالآيات والذكر الحكيم. سبحان الله بحمده عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من الهم والحزن والعجز والكسل والجبن والبخل وضلع الدين وغلبة الرجال. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من جهد البلاء ودرق الشقاء وسوء القضاء وشماتة الأعداء. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من زوال نعمتك وتحول عافيتك وفجاءة نقمتك وجميع سخطك. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من زوال نعمتك وتحول عافيتك وفجاءة نقمتك وجميع سخطك. اللهم أعنا ولا تعن علينا وانصرنا ولا تنصر علينا واهدنا ويسر الهدى لنا وانصرنا على من بغى علينا. اللهم اجعلنا ممن يطول عمره ويحسن عمله ولا تجعلنا ممن يطول عمره ويسوء عمله. اللهم اجعلنا لك ذكارين لك شكارين لك مطواعين لك منيبين إليك منيبين. اللهم يا معلم إبراهيم علمنا ويا مفهم سليمان فهمنا. اللهم يا علم إبراهيم علمنا ويا مفهم سليمان فهمنا. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا كربا إلا نفسته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا مبتلا إلا عافيته ولا شيخا إلا ثبته ولا شابا إلا أصلحته ولا تائبا إلا قبلتها ويا مريضا إلا سترتها ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة هي لك رضا ولنا فيها صلاح إلا أعنتنا على قضائها ويسرتها برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. ربنا إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا. ربنا اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين وجعلنا للمتقين إماما. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
It blinks here. Okay. It says recording, and then there's time. So the main problem is this: the time. It's 20 minutes per recording. So every 20 minutes, this will stop.
Oh, so someone
That's why I sit here and do this. You don't want to keep sitting there and then
for sure.
like running down and then come. I used to do that before. It was too much work. So this 20 after 20 minutes it stops because it's HD. It's 1080.
Okay.
Like so that's why it keeps stopping. It cannot take that much.